There's only one day left until her death. I'm wondering if this is actually technically the last day, that by the end of this day she's dead, or technically, but she dies like at the beginning of the next, like, tomorrow. Honestly, wait, oh no, why are we? Why are we in the cellar? Oh God, oh no, God damn it, oh God damn it, oh no. We were kidnapped during the night. If he was ready to kill us immediately during him, literally just in the woods, I wouldn't be surprised if he brought us down here. Oh dear God. Uh, like, were you just a heavy sleeper and you were taken down here and just locked away in here, or were you just, I don't know, drugged? Huh? Ugh. My head feels like someone drove a spike through it. Okay, no, drugs. The dinner, it was a long-acting sleeping agent. I don't know. No. What, what's going on? Am I in the cellar? I swear, please, Maria should be in here. Like, please, I want the answer to this question. Ugh. What? Hands are tied behind my back. Okay, yep, it's kind of official now. God, that means at some point, like, literally we have to both convince him and Jacopo at the same time all in one singular day. Oh boy. And somehow get out of this, I guess. That's a tall order. What am I doing down here? You didn't, like, sleepwalk down here, fall down the stairs and tie yourself up trying to get some wine? Doesn't happen to you on a normal basis? Wait. Giselle? Giselle? Say something, Giselle. Unable to make any sort of sense out of my circumstances, it's not long until I try to gain consciousness that panic begins to set in. Wait, so, like, because of whatever happened to you, you can't talk to her anymore, or what? The most settling thing of all, most frightening detail, is the fact I can't hear her voice. Yeah, okay, maybe it's time to panic a tiny bit, because why would? Yeah, I knew it was you, but why the hell is our girl's girlfriend not talking to us? Awake, are we? Are you the one who brought me here? What, you remember this morning? Morning? Right. I woke up because I heard someone enter the room. They hit me over the head. You're not dead, at least. That's good. Usually your blows to the head kill them immediately? Okay. What do you hope to accomplish by tying me up and bringing me down here? Remember what I said last night at supper? About me putting on a little sideshow for you? A sideshow? What? I was reenacting the Last Supper, with you as the guest of honor. Oh, so you already were planning to kill us off, I guess. Like you were just doing that, a weird scenario, I guess, to do that. Okay then. I guess it makes sense. Like if anyone even had the slightest bit of suspicion towards the door, it'll probably be that actually. There's all like, I know the story is gonna probably end with finding someone to convince him. I'm wondering if they're gonna go with the how they're even gonna go with the whole thing of like it's in his nature to do so. Like, gosh, anything I can think of like to bring comparison up is like maybe too morbid for even this game. I'm just imagining of like some people have innate urges to do harm, honestly, or do horrible things, but knowing it's wrong and still want to do good, but they had to somehow fight against those urges in a sense. Wonder how they're gonna tackle that with him then. Oh, now I see. When you were asking if I had any family or friends, you were trying to find out if anyone would notice I disappeared, if anyone would make any noise. You're sharper than you look. If only you caught on yesterday. Ugh. Please, Giselle, say something. Giselle. Won't you answer me? Because oh my god, is she astral projecting to someone else? Please, that'd just be the funniest thing if she's not just purely stuck in your head. She literally just spirited herself away from you and just went to someone else to haunt them and just kept nagging him and telling them, go to the basement and like help him, please. That'd be so funny. Why can't I hear your voice? Why can't I feel you there? You're a quiet one. Thought you'd be a little louder. What made you decide to get rid of me? Did the nun say something? She has nothing to do with this. I had permission from the Lord to act at my own discretion. Should I come across anyone acting suspicious? This doesn't seem the least bit wrong to you? I wouldn't say that. You're an acquaintance's friend who made a long trip to come see him, and I have you tied up in the cellar. That's not what I consider right. No. But seeing as you're good enough friends for him to let you stay here, I assume he's also spilled everything? He never had what it took, that boy. If I were to guess, it got to be too much for him to handle, so he went to a friend. To you. Yeah, it sounds about a character, honestly. Leave him out of this. I see. So how much did he tell you? Come clean, I might even let you go. Get rid of him, have you take his place. I said leave him out of this. So you're determined not to talk, are you? What a loyal friend. Listen to me! Listen? Oh, I'm listening. Oh, nice, the mask is flipping. Because you have a lot of talking to do. I don't have many chances to let loose. I'll be taking as much time as I get today. Yeah, like, how do you even change? Like, the only way you can honestly change his mind is with I guess the nun, honestly, like with Pauline. But without her around, like, he's perfectly fine as indulging in these sensations, whether like he feels they're right or wrong, honestly, as long as it feels good, I guess. He says in an eerily flat tone of voice. He draws nearer, pausing between each step as to taunt me. And when he reaches me, struggling to get off the ground, he slams his heel into my shoulder. Not being able to use your hands makes you appreciate how much easier to stand up when you can, doesn't it? Help. Someone please help. It just feels like this is also kind of reenacting what happened when Michelle was back locked away in his parents' house, honestly, and Amy doing all of that. So we don't waste your energy. No one ever comes back this far. No one likes any wine down here. The door's so heavy, your screams will never make it out. That's the least of your worries. The door to the cellar's been locked anyhow, and the only key is right here. There's no getting in. If you can run fast enough, you might have a chance of making it to the door and escaping. Want to test your luck? I just waddle all over up the stairs. I doubt you can make it. He puts the full weight of his body into his heel, pressing down on my spine, turning my breaths into gasping sputters. I gather together all my strength, but even that isn't enough to overpower him. I mean, if you're just like that groggy, honestly. Yeah. Plus, again, Michelle, this is the whole thing of like maybe you should have been working out or something when you were alone for over a decade at the house, honestly. And now this guy obviously can literally cleanly slice someone's arm off and literally close the distance so easily. They're fit. Yukimaza's fit, honestly. Like, I feel like they're definitely the names are definitely the same. It's mostly this this last final I guess flashback memory or final door, as you could put it, or like trying to put a lot of them red herrings and fake outs of like, is this really them? Is this really their name? Is it the right person or whatever else? But yeah. It's got to be the same names, honestly. They did that already again with Marie. That was Pauline's like nun name, I guess. So why not? It's literally the same for everyone else then. Now you're gonna tell me everything. What are you and the boys scheming? What's your end game? Who else is in on it? Damn it. I don't have many options here. What can I even do in this situation? Tell me what I want to know, and maybe I'll let you live. I guess I have no choice but to tell the truth. I'm trying to think like if there even is any good way to like not say anything, honestly. But so far it doesn't seem like there's gonna be any good way for that right now. At least from what I can tell. Alright, fine, I'll tell you everything. I saw it in a dream. I am God. God. Just know that this isn't some attempt to beg for mercy. I came to this mansion in order to lock the door to the observation tower and free Morgana. Mel's not the one who told me about her, though. I went to him and asked for his assistance. He didn't tell me because I already knew. Both about her, what you're doing to her, stealing her blood and making medicine from it. Who told you then? Morgana did. Morgana's soul told me everything. I'm not from this time. I lived in a time after her death. Just grind his heel further into you again. Yeah, I figured. Takes me several moments to process what just happened. Did he break your arm or something? A fire runs up my arm from my little finger, only turning to pain when it finally reaches my brain. Oh, he broke a finger. Oh, how nice. He's literally just gonna go one at a time. Nice. Well, hopefully he does the middle finger last, so we could still, show it off. I twisted my head back to see the man on top of me holding my right hand. My finger snapped backwards to the second joint. Oh, the second joint. Holy shit, not even the knuckle? Oh, fuck. I'll ask you again. Who told you? Morgana did. She dies on the day of the Harvest Festival. Next up is your ring finger. Then your middle. He's just keeping this up. No, my favorite finger to use here. I'm telling you the truth. She bears so much hatred she casts a curse in your souls. See what happens in your next life. Yeah, figures. One of the times where I'm telling the truth is not so good, honestly. But like, what would even be a good believable lie to say here with what little you know about what happened back here, honestly? Like some acquaintance of Jacopo, Jacopo said to a friend of his, and you heard it from there. I don't know if that's worse or not, but like if we're trying to convince him, I guess, of doing some stuff, maybe it's better to like keep insisting the truth until I guess he understands, I guess, in some capacity. Now you're resorting to souls and next lives. It's still the same story. I'm genuinely impressed. What lies are you gonna cook up next, white-haired knave? If I don't set Morgana free, your souls will be enslaved for all eternity, including mine, and Giselle's. Who's Giselle? You don't need to know that. Imprison this cursed mansion. When the bell tolls noon, the day of the Harvest Festival, you'll lose everything. All of you will. Okay, so tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow at noon. Okay, I was right about that. Okay. It's always that time thing. Like, technically, one day is that day today, or is that tomorrow? Yeah. Technically, that means we had 4 days. Technically. I wonder if that means, goddamn, we have to, like, literally somehow convince Jacopo of it, like, literally in the few scant hours before, noon happens. I mean, if he's not even here at all, anywhere around, then, he only shows up, like, the day of the festival itself, then there probably is no way to actually convince him or get to him at this point, literally. It's literally only just that short amount of time we can use, like, holy shit. But if we get Yuki Maz on our side anyway, like, would he just be enough to I guess, like, get Jacopo to, like, hand over his key? It wouldn't be, I guess, for him to be to be empathetic or sympathetic, I guess, in a sense, so that probably curse or soul, whatever else would still work there, but, yeah. You cannot escape unless you do something. And none, the reason you locked Morgana up in the first place. She won't be safe either. She'll be killed. 2 fingers left. Can you keep with the act that long? That was my middle finger gone now. Everything I'm saying is the truth. I've seen it all, with my own 2 eyes. Why are you so insistent on maintaining this farce? Is it to protect the boy, or do you have some other motive? Every last word is true. Continuing to lie isn't gonna make this any easier. Your voice is shaking. The pain's starting to get to you, isn't it? What are you doing to Morgana? She's nothing. You must release her and atone for your sins. Otherwise your soul and the souls of those you care about will be doomed to suffering. I see what this says now. You don't have the information I want, so all you can do is spin these lies. You thick-skulled bastard! There are other options, though. Beg me for mercy. Sob like a little child, sniveling your "please don't kill me's" and "I don't want to die and hurt so bad, please" stops. Grow up on the ground, you tiny, pathetic man. If you can entertain me, maybe I'll consider it. So, probably the best thing to do here, since he, like, rebels in it, is really just, deny it. Just, tell the truth and deny, sadistic pleasure, and just, I will never shed another tear. I never beg for your damn mercy. Nothing I've said to you has been a lie. Some cheap attempt to fool you into letting me go. Every word of it is true. I know the sins you burden your soul with. I know the fate that waits in your next life, and I'll gladly tell you every detail. You're down to just the thumb. Now go on, so you're eager to tell me. Let's hear about my supposed next life, shall we? Yeah. Your next life, you lose your memory in an accident, causing you to forget your own humanity. The innate savagery you normally keep hidden beneath a mask is released, unrestricted. You turn to a creature no more than... No, you turn into a beast. Well, it was a pretty good show. You turn into a shadow monster man, honestly. My mask. You murder countless people, including the woman you once called your lover. Lover? Her's a name you know very well. Pauline, your tether. My tether, how do you know that word? Tether, 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 tether. I can't remember if that word was ever said in the second door. Or literally, maybe it was brought up when we kind of almost talked to his soul, I guess, when we first see him talk about keys, honestly, in the Purgatory Mansion itself. Like when we were talking to each one of the three before we went to this door, honestly. Like, that word seems to have a lot of significance, but I can't recall top of my head if I did. Man, because I know everything. I know your past, your present, your future, even your own birth and origins, and what you'll become in the next life. I know everything. I am God. I know what you wanted. I know what you were never able to obtain. You idolize humanity and you yearn for peace. Telling me I killed a nun in my next life. I am. That is the fate that lies waiting for you. Her love for you is so strong, she refuses to believe you're dead. She leaves her seaside hometown in search of you, and she finds you. You slaughter her. Did you say she lives in a city on the sea? In addition to her, you also lose someone else. A woman who tried to give you the peace you so desired, which eventually caused you to succumb entirely to instinct. Enough. Well, that's definitely getting to him, honestly. He's just retaliating in emotion now. Alright, fine. Now I know what you are. You're no more seasoned liar. You're some kind of evil spirit that deceives humans. You're peering into my heart, tailing your lies specifically to manipulate me. I am not. I swear I've seen everything that happens. Enough. There's a chance I could change your fate. What to do is seize your involvement in Morgana's imprisonment. Set her free. Allay the hatred she bears for you. Are you deaf? I said I didn't hurt enough. What is it even the next step? You go to the next hand or you break the wrist, honestly, of the right hand. Release Morgana. Save your soul. Give her a better future. Silence. I think I'll take your arm off first. Cut right through your shoulder, nice and slowly. Don't. And he goes crazy. Yeah. I'll still be attached for a while yet, don't you worry. You hear that, spirit? The sound of your flesh ripping apart. The sound of your muscles being severed. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna even give him sound effects for this more. I'm kind of tired of it. Like, not gonna be doing much talking anymore, are you? Not through the pain, you aren't. Yeah. Plead for your life, spirit. beg for mercy. It was all sham. Apologize. Let him feel your cries of apology. That's what you would like it to be, wouldn't it? Finger guns, if I can. Left-hand finger guns from behind back. Actually, it was like our hands are tied behind our back. Like he's literally just like crouched to the right side, just like holding like the hand, like breaking fingers back there instead of like him you know, the hand the hand just being in front. Honestly, if Michelle actually was struggling to get up, actually, he would not be able to stand up as much if it was in the front. So I think his hands are tied in front of him. If it was tied behind his back, he would have been able to easily get his hands to like push off from the ground to get up easier. So yeah, it's tied in front. Every last word, it's all the truth. I'll rip that head off one of your shoulders. I don't care who or what you are anymore. You're dead. You will do no such thing. Get back. You will not harm him further. Pauline. What are you doing here, Pauline? I told you to stay away. The door is locked. I opened it. I don't know why that's so goddamn funny to me. You. One of Nellie's hairpins long enough to get into the lock and undo it. Fucking look! See? Look at that! Lock picking! Look at that! Lock picking! What is the tower like so ornate, honestly, and fancy that a normal lockpick wouldn't help? Well, I guess I don't know if there's actual padlocks that would not withstand against a hairpin, honestly. But I guess the cellar is this flimsy. I guess Jacopo obviously would put a lot of more money and effort to make sure that Morgana's locked away in the tower, honestly. Maybe 3 separate different locks, which are even hard to lockpick, I guess. I guess if he's used to thieves and traders and all that, I guess it makes sense then. But still, it's kind of funny they didn't consider that until now. Still. She won't be getting much use of it anymore, though. Busted up pretty badly in the process. She only has the 1 pin? Okay. The locks in the tower door are too complex, but the one here is a lot simpler. Well, at least they're mentioning it now here, but it's still funny that this has been brought up at least once. Well, I guess it makes sense that Michelle wouldn't even consider it, honestly, because I don't think he at all has that sort of a criminalistic or nefarious mind and background, honestly. I mean, they literally made an entire point that even through all the suffering he's gone through, he wouldn't even bother to curse anyone else. So, yeah, it makes sense. But still, yeah. But you never expected me to go cat burglar on you, huh? You stupid boy. What was your question last night again? Something about being on the edge of a cliff or whatever? Well, here's your answer. I'll do everything I can to save both of them. This is terrible. How could you? Why, you're badly hurt. It's tight. I'll call for a doctor. Don't worry about me. You need to talk to him. To get him to talk. You gotta do something about you, though. I'll get that wound patched up at least until you can get it properly checked out. I can't tell if he already started getting work on actually severing his arm or literally just making slashes against it, honestly. He said he's gonna leave it attached, honestly, but in a weird roundabout way, it'd be pretty sick if he did take the arm off and Michelle is still up and out and doing things to help out and making sure that things don't go wrongly. But I guess realistically it wouldn't help too much. To stay resting for a while then afterwards. Thank you. Was it you who went to get Pauline? No, I ran into her while I was looking for you. Which is when she told me she was looking for him. Neither of us are having any luck, so we scoured the mansion together. When we reached the stairs to the cellar and heard the screaming, my worst fears were confirmed. So I picked the lock, and here we are. So unless, literally, Giselle, went to, Pauline, literally, and told her to do that, then I convinced her, I guess, I mean, that means, I guess, Giselle had a nagging feeling, honestly. maybe. Or the whole, the morning itself, honestly, Lily, then she just, attributed herself somewhere else, honestly. So, if it's not, then I'm curious, then, that, Pauline was, like, that worried, like, actually want to talk to, was, trying to find, Yukimaza again, like, the morning, actually, after, like, talking to him in the middle of the night. I'm actually kind of glad I got the bad ending first. Slip at the lock, and here we are. Sorry to make it sooner. This could have been avoided. God, look what he did to you. There's so much blood in your fingers. No, you made it just in time. My arm's still attached, and I'm not dead. It was my least favorite arm anyway. No, I don't know if you're left-handed, Michelle, but, like, it kind of would actually fit, kind of with the, I guess, the aesthetic of, like, you make it look like you seem like, you're, like, something abnormal to many people, so, like, it almost feels kind of fitting that even though, like, everything that, how you look and you're born is natural, like, all natural, like, it still fits into that, view, I guess, of people thinking you're, abnormal, a monster, like, I don't know, a devil, I guess. Like, white hair, red eyes, and you're, oh my gosh, no, the worst crime of all, outside of how you're born with your pale skin and all that, looking a vampire, no, that can be excused, no, but you're left-handed, that's the worst crime imaginable. God. Neither of which would be true without you. So I guess that means I actually did something good for once? Did something for someone other than myself? That you did. Smile. So if my hands weren't tied right now, I would just grab some popcorn and some wine, honestly, and just guzzle those down. Like, this is gonna be a show. So everything Michelle said is true. The Lord isn't storing his valuables in the tower. He's got a girl locked up there. Well, is it true or not? It's still the Lord's property either way. Oh wow, you're gonna do a fucking rules lawyer thing here. The church is being funded with her miracle blood. That makes her valuable, yes. So you're saying I've been handing out human blood and telling people it was medicine? Not human witch. No, Morgana is a human girl. She hasn't become a witch yet, at least not here. She only turns into a witch when she dies and her hate fills her. That's a big difference, apparently. So, like, wait, what's the inverse then if someone dies with absolute love in their heart and no taint, I guess? What does that be? Like, you just become an absolute saint? But what's the word, like, opposite of witch, then? I so want to know. All this time, I've been lying to the people who believe in me, not even knowing what I was doing. Like you said, you didn't know. Have I done anything wrong? Ignorance does not excuse sin. All the time I spent with you, I didn't notice anything wrong. That was the idea. You weren't supposed to notice anything. It's not your fault I deceived you. It's unreasonable to think you should have been able to. All that you did to help me, though, didn't you? Like a stupid little girl, I assumed it was all the good of your heart. And then Marie just showed up and like, wow, you're fucking naive, girl. Like, actually, like, gives some doubt. Oh my god. Never once stopping to think any deeper than that about where it was all coming from. Maria was right, I was blind. I was content to be pleased with the people I thought I was helping. I want you to do something for me. I want you to set this girl, set Morgana free. Please, do not make your sins any greater than they already are. Without the witch's blood, we lose the Lord's patronage, and then the church. What good is a church that isn't actually saving anyone? Actually, no. Let's avoid the point entirely. What do you mean? To tell you the truth, I never really cared about the church at all. It was kind of obvious, but like if you're trying to like try to be helpful to people, honestly. I'm wondering, like, I don't think they touched upon like exactly why you turned to be a nun, honestly. And what? mean, for the sound of it, you pretty much only joined, I guess, to help him? Or, like, in some capacity? How can you say that when you've always been so unconditionally charitable? If it meant giving away food or money you need yourself. People call you the saint just because that's what you are. A saint. It's true, I do that. But the fact is, I'm no saint. I don't deserve to be held up as one, nor to belong in that position. I'm just an ordinary girl. I never wanted to be a nun, you know? I just didn't have any other options available to me. Yeah, okay, that makes way more sense, honestly. Yeah. I sure didn't have the confidence to make it out there on my own like Maria. Yeah, so I did as I was told. And to keep myself from thinking it was a mistake, from feeling dissatisfied with that choice, I put everything I had in my responsibility to the church. Just throwing yourself into your work, I guess. Like, he took it as a way to have some way to get by in the world, and then you use that as your strength. Yeah, that makes sense. My unconditional charity was rooted entirely in selfishness. The longer I kept it up, the harder it became to stop. I forgot what I really wanted. And what would that be? A normal, happy life as an ordinary girl. In a city in the water. What? That's what you said your dream was for your next life. Oh, right. Yeah, a quiet life with a man I love. You might get that wish, in fact. Huh? That's what you said, wasn't it? That in our next life, she lives in a city by the sea? That is correct. In your next life, Pauline, you are not a nun. You're an ordinary girl who lives in a seaside city. A sweet, cheerful, energetic girl who wears her heart on her sleeve. You have both your mother and father. And so you believe me now. Begrudgingly, probably. I don't know. Yeah, see, begrudgingly, maybe. Doubtful. I don't wanna believe it because I did something that horrible, but yeah. Your claims are utterly ridiculous. It's getting hard to think you're lying. That's what you really wanted, Pauline. What should I have done instead? I envied what you had. That solace. The last thing I wanted was for you to lose it. You're saying you found no peace in that life? That's right. So what should I have done? I wanted you to take me away from this place, somewhere far away. I wanted you to make it so I could be Pauline, not Marie. That would have been my ideal life. To live with you. Have a family with you. How was I supposed to know? You couldn't possibly know, and I realized that. It makes me every bit as complicit as you. Kind of, but it's still, like, is on him that caused it, but, like, yeah, you kind of, like, what you did, like, kind of instigated him to think that, he should have done this, but, he still did a lot worse than you, but, yeah, I see where your sentiments are, and it makes sense, yeah. Set Morgana free. I will be able to pay for my crimes. That itself is not a problem. I have every intention to face the consequences. But we have done terrible, gruesome things. I don't know what the usual punishment for such is in this land. If I had to guess, I would say execution. And me being an outsider makes it easier for people to place the blame on me. I won't be able to take you away. We'll find each other again in our next lives, okay? Okay. As I'm sure you heard, my involvement in this conspiracy ends here. I'm glad to hear you decided to take action. So, like, I guess I got it right, honestly, that he, like, indulges in those urges, but he knows it's wrong. He kind of, like, goes behind that mask as well, too, like I mentioned before. It did boil down to that, honestly. Like, just like, those urges, honestly, are very pleasing to him, but he knows it's wrong, and that mentally cognitive dissociation eats him up inside. He can't deny it feels good, but he knows it's very ingrainedly very, very wrong. But yeah. Not entirely surprised, but like that's a nice way to put it about it. Huh, nice. I'm glad to hear you decided to take action. Sorry, my fingers and arm. Like, again, did you, like, slash it? Like, cut it a tiny bit? I know you didn't, like, oh god. Like, I know you didn't probably, like, were sort of hacking it off or cutting into the, like, muscle and bone. Well, you did say you were cutting into the muscle, I guess, a tiny bit. Well, you said you were, but I don't know if you did. I'm confused about that. I'm still alive, that's what matters. The third key is in the Lord's possession. You said you needed it by noon with the Harvest Festival, yes? Which means we need to act quickly. That's correct. We must set Morgana free before the bell tolls noon tomorrow. And tonight, that's the next time the Lord will be here. They did say they come up, like, he comes in the nights, but so far, I don't think we've seen him at all. And I'm assuming, well, Michelle, I guess, wasn't really trying to look for Jacopo, I guess, so, yeah. Tonight, I'll kill him and take his key. Wait, no, we're not shutting anybody get his key. We'll have fun trying to dispel Maria about that too, then, honestly. And again, why isn't Maria down here? Why is the fucking writing that, it's her handwriting that she wrote down in the cellar down here? What is that? Please. Like, if it's literally a whole thing of Maria actually, like, wrote that into the floor after all is said and done. That's a weird time, like a weird time travel paradox right there. Like the mansion itself was causes it to happen, and then allowing you to go back for all to happen and like relinquish its hold on Morgana than everyone else. Like in a weird way, the house is like keeping Morgana, like a power, giving Morgana power. Until like Morgana's let go, I guess, and then she in turn lets go of her hatred and curse and everyone else. So it's like a weird chain of curses, honestly, I guess, in a weird way. My brain is hurting trying to think of the weird time travel thing imagined about that. Do you remember what I said a few minutes ago about not committing any further sins? But is it a sin if you kill someone who has bigger sins, though? God. He's not likely to hand over the key without a fight, though. We need to convince him, not force his hand. Besides, simply open the door is not enough. Why not? My goal here is to save Morgana's soul. In order to do that, I need to pacify at least some degree of the hatred she bears in it. The hatred rooted in her perception of you, the things you've done to her. I need to change that perception. I'm not quite following. I'm always terrible at convincing people, honestly, in emotions. What do you mean by change your perception? For you and the Lord to tell your stories, describe what happened from your perspectives. You want my perspective? I do. Something in your motivations or your circumstances might start to lessen the animosity she holds for you. Just bear your soul out to her soul and now solve everything right as rain. The greater discrepancy in what she believes to be the truth and the full story, with everyone's perspectives included, the greater the chance she may have a change of heart. Yeah, I've seen that. Like well, it's probably like what it seemed like most people like say like the truth would always like have it more like like you get closer to the truth. Honestly, people are less likely to act out of what was it? Like out of misunderstanding or wrongness. But then it becomes like the next worst thing, honestly, if you tell the truth, honestly, and it still leads to the person letting decide to commit sin, honestly, or like murder, or like do anything else bad because they now know the truth. So now they now rightly know where to put their animosity or hatred or whatever else, or however they want to do it in goodwill or whatever else. Like, However, my perspective will do nothing to serve that end. There's no ambiguity, no justification for my actions. Regardless, I would still like to know the whole truth, if you're willing to tell me you're part of it. Okay. I'll come by your room later today and spill my guts out to you. Hey, is it alright if I'm there too? Sorry, I would rather if you weren't. Why? Everything you need to know, I told you already. I captured a witch. No. I captured a young girl for profit and imprisoned her in the tower. My motivation, as I said, was to keep your church funded. Those are the facts. The things I did along the way were brutal and inhumane. I hope you can understand. Why wouldn't want the woman I love to hear any of that? I understand. I'll see you again later in the day. I'll be waiting. So, we're gonna put your arm and fingers and hand in a cast then, Michelle, before that happens, or... I should get going too. You're gonna need medication and something to get the arm dressed properly. If there's anything else I can get you, let me know. A cup for the wine down here. If you want to see a doctor, I'll find you the best one I can. I'm so sorry for ever doubting you. No, I understand. I'm glad you came at all. Me too. Well, see you. Okay, so she didn't mention at all anything about Pauline didn't mention anything with Giselle. So what is going on with Giselle? Like, she said she doesn't need to sleep or anything else. So like, where is she? Where is she? Like, is she actually talking to Morgana? I guess in a sense, maybe, or Jacopo. This is the only two options I guess right now. Or let's take a third option, which is I don't know. She's off doing whatever else. I can't think of whatever else that third option could be. I'm kind of surprised. He's actually got a soft spot, huh? I was sure you were so full of it when you said the two of them had a thing going. What did she see in a guy like him anyway? Well, I don't know. I don't really know her kinks, honestly, or whatever else. Or like, you know, what she saw in him, whatever else. It could be something else like that. It feels like if it is going down the more Beauty and the Beast route, just like seeing like the goodness in someone who like seems evil, I guess, in a sense. Well, this is a more extreme version of Beauty and the Beast, I guess, in a sense, because of murder there and all that. Well, I think the original fairy tale version of Beauty and the Beast was literally just someone who was just spoiled as a kid, just cursed, and literally grew up and couldn't really get out of that perception of himself, honestly, because that's what they literally see in the mirror, whether like literally physically or emotionally, honestly. But here, like, actually done some horrible stuff, so it could be something else. She's got bad taste in guys, that's for sure. It depends. There's some people who enjoy loving the villains, honestly. I can't deny that, honestly. Like there's a few definitely characters that I'm just like, maybe we can fix him. Maybe we can fix him. God. What's with that look? Just you're admiring your other inappropriate remarks? Well, when's a better time to say it then? When's a better time to say it then? I appreciate this. You see this like inconsiderate remarks, honestly, in good company. Like, when would be a better time to say this? Are you saying like legitimately you want to be friends with someone who has always knows exactly what to say, always sanitized thoughts? Because pretty much usually when you're dating someone or like becoming friends with someone, usually like in order to actually be better friends or be closer with them, usually you have to hear their more unsanitized thoughts, honestly. Like they're more out there, inconsiderate, rude, or just like pretty out there remarks, honestly, and just dealing with that. Probably like thinking about it for like that's pretty much where it all goes down to anyway. Like if you can tolerate those, like sometimes inconsiderate remarks, honestly, or thoughts and opinions, but still I'm appreciating them or just knowing that's not the full scope of them. That's friendship there, or love, honestly. Which, yeah, that's technically what the definition, like, I think love in any different forms on it would be platonic, romantic, or anything like that. It fits well. It fits well. It's not really love at all if you feel like you can't, you know, at least give the benefit of the doubt or even decide to even like hear them out, honestly, at all. I mean, if literally if literally your perception of like of a person you're fancying, or like you want to be their friend, it gets shattered with them, just that either just means you didn't know too much about them, or literally you were just blocked off from all that, or maybe you just didn't really want to be their friend or their partner at all. You just wanted to be there for status or just idolship and nothing else, literally, and that's it. And probably by that point you probably need rethink a lot of things about life then, about how you see things. Sorry, I'm just so relieved it kind of came out. I swear to God, Mel, I would love to hear more of these thoughts. They're so funny, honestly. It's so funny, it's humanizing me to you even more, honestly. It's great. It's okay. You almost got a smile out of me. See? There you go, Michelle. You're immediately getting it. You're immediately getting it. Now, actually do smile. I've never seen you smile before. I blame being relieved too. Now, would you mind helping me get back to my room? Are you still tied up, actually? Sure, no problem. My shoulder's all yours. You know, you really are something else, Michelle. Are you really gone? I could hear you through the door as I was getting it opened, and honestly, amazed you were able to stand up to him like that. I don't want to get my hopes up too high just yet, but I'm starting to think you might actually be able to do something about the Lord. That's reassuring. Thank you. Sure. Anyway, let's get going. You should get as much rest as you can until he shows up. Well, I mean, you should be going to see a doctor with these wounds. Oh yeah, Nellie's been worried sick about you all day. Okay, she's gonna fawn over you, honestly. Like, besides sleeping, I wonder what we're gonna do the rest of the day, honestly, until he arrives in evening, I guess. I'll have to tell her not to pounce on you, because I'm sure she'll come running as soon as she hears we found you. The markings in the ground, the southern ground, though. Giselle, you're right. I do have people here who will support me. People who are grateful for me, and who show concern for me. But you have to know, Giselle, that's your voice I want to hear more than anyone else's. Why can I not hear you? Where are you, Giselle? Shit, now I'm actually getting more and more hints, as well as like probably as well, like I'm why the writer for that one fanfic I talked about, like the later half of Higurashi, Digger Operation VK, like they were really inspired by both Higurashi and this game. It definitely shines through a lot, like literally so clearly, so definitely, honestly. Like yeah, I can even see it, including the whole like idea about him, like it's fine to like have favorites, honestly, like a favorite person as well. I do like that ship, by the way, a lot, honestly, a lot. I even like one of the pair, honestly, like just to be slightly less spoilery, honestly, like pretty much like them, they kind of like both of them from the start for different reasons. They almost have opposite personalities, honestly. It was great. It's great. It's almost sunset. You were just sitting around in bed doing nothing all day. No one was visiting you or anything like that. You're just sitting here completely blind and just gazing upwards at the ceiling doing nothing. Looks like the snow didn't stick. You couldn't actually see the snow last night, could you, Giselle? Was that when the light started fading from the sphere of darkness encasing you? Or had been going on even longer than that? Oh, she remarked she didn't see the snow, honestly, or was pretending to. Oh. Why didn't you say anything? Not a word. I don't believe you're gone for good. You're still out there. Somewhere. I know it. But I will come for you. I swear it. Spill your guts delivery out here. Time for trauma dumps. Just a moment. Here I am, as promised. First question, what is your name? I'm actually curious, like, about the bandages in your arm, honestly. I'm wondering if that actually is just part of training, because like I know like there's like some people have like those wrappings, I guess, for like fighting and all that. Like, is that for like helping guard against, I guess, like in training, honestly? But if you're like that good at using your sword, honestly, why do you still have that on? Like, well, I'm assuming you're still you still have it on for like, I guess, like you're planning to like fight more people. I guess there's that. I know those people like have like some gosh, I can't remember where, like what certain predecessor places actually do that, but like I even know like in certain games they have like enemies, all that have like they wrap them their arms, their hands, like even their feet, honestly, I guess, like wrappings, I guess, like they don't get too damage out there in the field, honestly, when they're fighting or attacking, honestly. So I'm kind of interested about that now. I heard you talking, so I thought there was someone with you, but you're alone. It's only me. Yes, I see. As I told you earlier, my perspective on events will do nothing to change Morgana's mind. I would still like to hear what you say. And well, maybe that will change her mind anyway. Let's see. If it's not going to change her mind, I'll just instead just give context, anything like that. Like yeah, I might as well just say it right here. Like I said, I didn't want to bring it up earlier because I thought it was too dark. I was thinking about I heard stories of some pedophiles that they grow up realizing they had that urge, that horrible urge, honestly, and realized then and tried to find a way to get over that, or like mitigate or just push those feelings down a healthy way, which I could not even imagine how terrible that must be, honestly, for those who like have those urges but like don't act them at all. Like, big distinction there. Big distinction there. The very second they cross over into that, my brain just goes like no, like no, no, you had opportunities to. Sure, it was an urge and an instinct, but you acted upon it. Like, literally, there's no empathy there. Literally no empathy there. It's gonna be much harder for me to sympathize there at any point. Literally, I've seen like a few people like talk about they grew up realizing they had that, and then saying like they were going to a large like large amounts of therapy to try to healthily get rid of those thoughts down, honestly, which oh boy, and then trying to have a normal life, honestly, outside of that, and let's just like to make it heavier and like something else to think about, like an actual someone has that want to push those feelings down and but still want a family out of it, and like push all those feelings of the way, like who that's a lot to think about. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier, like those bad urges which technically are pleasurable but are morally wrong. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Not being from this land, I don't believe in the local god, nor do I think priests and preachers any better than con artists. Where'd that come from? What I'm trying to say is if I give a confessional, it won't be to another human. You're closest next to a god or an evil spirit, honestly. Why? You're an angel. Come again? Look, you have white hair, white pure hair, and red piercing eyes that can go into someone's soul. And your skin is more pale and white, so you literally like the most all-encompassing thing of being an angelic. Honestly, it's also still funny that I'm like that some people just don't understand or like are just weirded out by something which looks angelic, honestly, from the sound of it. Actually, they just decry it as being demonic, honestly, which is kind of funny to think about as again, because like I'm from I don't know like all, I guess, like Christian canon, honestly, but I keep hearing about how much Satan or the devil, honestly, is meant to be like someone who's very alluring, or like handsome, I guess, to like lure people over to do bad things. But then you can also say the same thing for like other angels, I guess. Like, well, other canon, all that, honestly, all that, or like the original interpretation where angels are some weird monstrosity which is hard to comprehend, like almost like a weird optical illusion of like spirals and circles, honestly, going around and around, honestly. Like the biblically accurate angels. And like the whole thing of be not afraid and all that. Like it's kind of funny how like meant to be like in the how similar they kind of are in different ways, honestly. Both terrifying, they're both their own ways, whether it's like their real forms or like the forms they try to put on for other people, honestly, if they had a message to give or like trying to tempt you over to convince you about something on either side. Demon or angelic, honestly. Come again? The angel from the stained glass window. That's you, isn't it? Well, I mean, technically, I guess, but the angel's still in the glass window. I didn't, come out of it. So it's not like a Mario 64 thing. Instead, I'm just imagining like the subject of a painting just steps out and like the painting is now empty. Wait, how on earth did you come to that conclusion? I was thinking about everything you said earlier in the cellar. The fact that you knew about Morgana, the fact that you could see into my heart, in particular, while you're talking about saving people's souls. Yeah, it's definitely more angelic. That's why I keep harping on the whole thing about I am God, all that. It fits too well. Salvation's not man's job, which means you must be something else. It's definitely again where I definitely want to look more into the whole act of forgiveness. Honestly, like like here's like there's always that whole question of you committed some sins or like some horrible actions, but the person you technically wronged is no longer there. Like how would you even get forgiveness? Would just be like from a higher power, and if people who don't believe in that, how do you technically get like feel that out? Mostly just try to do your absolute best to make sure that happens, or like normal therapy stuff, just to realize why you did that and just admit that to yourself and try to and say it to do better later on. Hmm. Because I know when going through Higurashi again, I brought up a whole thing about sometimes like you don't need like to get forgiveness, like to feel better. You don't have to like go out of your way to like appeal to the person you transgressed. Honestly, like there's some people out there that rightfully so they'll never forgive them, but the person who committed that sin honestly can still be in a way personally forgiving themselves, and that could just be the same thing. Like the whole idea and scenario of like imagine if someone like killed like thousands of people, but that like was killed thousands of people, and then the rest of their life, then like 60 or 70 years of their life, honestly, they decided to go into hiding, and then in that time decide to make cures for every single known disease imaginable, saving millions and billions of lives in the future, honestly, way before after his death. Like, and he did it all in the goodness of his heart and literally decided to not put his name on it to say he created it, not for glory or anything else, but just to help people. Should he still be forgiven because he didn't like outright like appeal and appease the people he's offended and transgressed against? Hmm. It's definitely something interesting quandary I came across online at some point. It hasn't left my mind since. I will tell you everything. Every foolish mistake, every terrible crime. In exchange, I would like you to tell me what I am to do next, to lead me down the path I'm to take. I, I terrify myself. Yeah. Every passing day, my ability to tell what direction I'm supposed to be in, heading in dulls. So to tell my story, I want you to do that for me. Please, will you show me the way? I look, Michelle just go into the role already. Like many people verbatim just said that's how they see you. So take up the role, take up the mantle, take up the god position. I can no more decide the path you take than you, but you saw into my heart. Giselle, if you were here, you would encourage me to greet his request, wouldn't you? Okay. I can't guarantee that anything else I had to say will be of use, but I will do the best I can to lead you in the right direction. Thank you. Now, before I begin, there's one thing I need to clarify. I am not in love with Pauline. So you're She does play an important role in my life, though that much is true. She's your tether. I'm also... I also suppose you could say admire her. It's not really just love, but like you use her as I guess as a role model in a sense. Hmm. She's everything I am not, everything I cannot be. Oh yeah, I got that right. All in one. Is that something I should tell her, you think? I don't love her, that I'm capable of feeling love. Should I tell her should I tell her that, knowing she genuinely loves me? Hmm. My instinct tells me I shouldn't. I know very well I'm lying to her. There are circumstances in which a lie is preferable to the truth, are there not? Sometimes, but there's even that quandary that I'm like if it's someone important, honestly, you should tell the truth honestly sometimes. Hmm. That's still something I'm technically grappling with, even if I do like the whole idea that sometimes it's good to lie honestly. Sometimes it is. Like the truth is not always infallible. But it's more like how you present the truth honestly, I guess, in a sense. So, hmm. With that said, I'm ready to begin. You have my full attention. Into the past we go. As you know, I'm not from this land. The issue is, I don't know any more about where I came from than you. I remember the Silk Road, stretching out before me as far as the eye can see. Clouds of dust wisping across the bare dirt trail. That endless expanse of red earth remains branded into the very fabric of my mind. But beyond that, most memories are gone. Oh, how relatable. I can only clearly remember the last 5 years or so of my life. My oldest real memory, I was a slave. I didn't work on some nobleman's estate. Instead, I did physical labor, construction work. I built roads and buildings, tore down hills and mountains. And that's where it was decided someone built like I am would be the most use, I suppose. And while I doubt I need to tell you this, living conditions were miserable. Other slaves withered away and died on a daily basis. Working noble's estate would have been easier, without a doubt, if only for the fact that I would have a specific master. I don't remember anything about my life before becoming a slave. All I have are those few images, from which I can guess I was part of a caravan, or perhaps a messenger. I vaguely remember being waylaid. We were vastly outnumbered, massacred with little resistance. Or at least, I assume that's what happened. When I next woke up, I'd been stripped bare and was surrounded by men I didn't recognize. The words they spoke were gibberish to my ears. I could tell from their tone of voice and expressions that the things they were saying were not friendly. They seemed to be mocking me, laughing at me. As you might expect, I attended the protest, but evidently I've been beaten quite badly while I was unconscious. My joints were all stiff and swollen, top my dehydration. I could barely move, let alone put up a fight. Yeah, it's literally just bringing parallels to what happened with Amy. Strong as I might have been at full health, I was in no condition to do anything then. You have no idea what that's like. Meh. Have fused be abused and humiliated, desperate for food and water. Oh, I see. No, so Michelle told it like out of the story. Okay. So as I was saying, I was a slave for one grueling, torturous year. No one treated me like a human being. There was no one from the same part of the world as me, and there was no one to come to my aid. Over time, I came to learn the language, though I can only speak it. I don't know how to read or write. But to be honest, I think I was happier not understanding what people were saying about me. They had many words to describe me, none of them flattering. Some of them would even call me beast. The longer I was treated as something as less than human, the more I began to question whether I really was one. Yeah, even if, like, you know, like, those people have their worst intention at heart, like, at a certain point, like, sometimes, like, those insecurities actually lead into that. Even if you know in your heart of hearts, like, every single person telling you, is literally worse than you are, it still can get under your skin at times and, like, still fester into your heart, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. A darkness grew inside me with each repeated insult. I wanted to make them pay for that daily abuse. And who wouldn't? Desire to exact vengeance when you've been mistreated is only natural. It's perfectly reasonable. But they were right about what I was deep down. A beast. My revenge went far beyond what could be considered reasonable. I'm wondering, like, from the sound of it, it seems like they're pushing it as Yukimaza wasn't born with that like innate bloodlust. It seems like he enjoys, like, inflicting pain onto those that that wronged him in the past. Honestly, instead of, I kind of hope they don't do that. I kind of like the there's kind of, like, to me, like, there's a nice angle of, like, someone who feels like they're born with like those horrible urges, but still finding ways to get over them, or, like, at the very least tamper them down, simmer them down until they're out of mind. Gosh, I'm trying to even think of, like, what would be a healthy way to, like, get rid of, like, those emotions or, like, work through them, honestly, if they're, like, that encompassing to your nature or not. I don't think I've seen stories, like, dabble into the whole thing of, like, like, a characters, like, have that, like, a murderous urge, or there's, like, survival or for themselves, like, it's a deep part of them. Like, what was that? I think there was, like, I remember seeing one, like, movie, like, called, like, One Stormy Night, which is a whole, it's it's literally by its, like, on its surface meant to be just, like, completely just a platonic friendship between a sheep and a wolf, but pretty the subtext is pretty much, like, very homoerotic, which I greatly enjoyed. But it had the whole thing of, like, the wolf, like, trying to tamper down his own, I guess, like, urges, I guess, to, like, not go hungry, but to, like, enjoy the company and even enjoy the sheep's presence. I can't forget their names. I think one was Garu. That's Mel and Garu, I think, or something like that. I think it was a G and M name. Ah, gosh, been a while. But yeah, I kind of hope they don't fully get rid of the whole the urge, like, it was there, like, it was kind of instinctually back then. I guess it would go lead to, like, ideas and question about nature and nurture, but to me, it would be a bit interesting if it was just born instinct. I was sitting in a carriage as I rode along a dirt road. This is not the kind of carriage you rode around in town in, but a filthy slave transport. It was packed front to back with slaves, or soon-to-be slaves, I suppose I should say. There were men, young women, even children. Everyone wore a look of helplessness on their faces. No one had the strength left to resist. They looked like a year earlier, deprived of food and water and beaten to submission. Like, oh, is this leading back? Oh, I remember, like, Morgana said, like, like, some girl on it, like, some man, honestly, literally did, like, broke out and, like, like, killed people, honestly. That literally happened then. That was you. The slave traders' guards were armed, of course, swords hanging from their hips, ready to cut down anyone who showed any sign of resistance. So they sat there, lamenting their fate. Sitting beside me was a young girl, crying in silence. Glancing over at her, I caught a glimpse of her face. Large chunks of skin seemed to have fallen off it. It was, suffice to say, an unusual sight. Beyond that, I didn't think much of it. I didn't find it disturbing or unpleasant. Perhaps because I had similarly unusual appearance. What caught my attention, though, was the way she was crying. I'm not sure how to describe it. It seemed different somehow from everyone else crying in the carriage. And it was almost like her tears were not for herself. Why are you crying? My question, the girl turned her head up to look at me. Surprise crossed her face for a few brief seconds. That was only her only reaction to my appearance. I assume her thought process was roughly the same as mine, that she felt no need to fear me. After a moment's hesitation, she said, I'm sad because I didn't get the chance to show my gratitude to people very dear to me. Her response perplexed me to no end. Why was she concerned about showing gratitude? Why was she not despairing of her own circumstances? Why was that the emotion that gripped her in the moment? Not hatred for the slave trader, or sorrow for herself. This day I still don't understand. That wasn't the only thing I found curious. Her voice, despite being soft, cut through the crying and wailing of the other slaves. I pictured it like a single patch of clear water in the middle of a swamp, untainted by its surroundings, gently undulating. One sentence was all she said. There was something unbelievably calming with the sound of it. For a moment, I was filled with a sense of tranquility, and though you may not believe it, I wanted to get her out of that filthy carriage, to undo the shackles threatening to detain her, and so I took action, driven by that desire. This is no lie, I promise. No, don't kill me! Please, you can have all my money. You can go free. That's what you want. I apologize. Anything. Why are you laughing? Please, spare me. I have a wife and children. Please. I'm begging you. And why should I? I missed that, sorry. Holding a sword in my hand felt amazingly right. Whatever work I once did must have required me to use a blade. Even with the shackles I still around my wrists, I had little trouble with slaughtering the slave traders and their guards. They let their guard down because we were restrained. The thought of anyone resisting never once crossed their minds. Dead bodies sprawled out around me. Corpses I'd made. Lies I'd snuffed out. Look at this. See? No one could defeat me. There's still no chance against my strength. More. I need more. I need more! I don't have the words to describe the high it gave me killing those men, the power I felt over them. I was driven mad by the stench of blood filling the air. No, it just drew out what was always there. Okay, good. I'm actually kind of glad they kept it was instinctual nature part for him. If I weren't already deranged, the corpses would have nothing to stimulate in the first place. By taking the keys off one of the slave traders, I turned to the carriage, do my best to act calm and suppress the bubbling exhilaration. Hey, you. Unlock my shackles for me. I would do it myself if I could. You. Say something, would you? But she said nothing, so I removed my shackles as commanded. If she had said even one word, let me hear that curiously calming voice of hers. Then in all likelihood, I probably would have stopped there. But she remained perfectly silent. Everyone was in shock at what they had just witnessed, her included. In time, though, the slaves started cheering. The same people who had been wailing minutes earlier were now shouting praises. Oh yeah, like he killed everyone else, but not her. Our savior! You are a savior! We're free to go home. We can have our lives back. Undo our shackles, please. I'm a beast. What? I'm not a savior, I'm not a man, I'm a beast. Isn't that right? I'm a beast, aren't I? What are you... I need more. More bloodshed! I thirst for more. Slurp it all down. Let's take a drink of this. My god. I need to drink more, honestly, when I do recordings, honestly. Like, over 2 hours of non-stop talking because I don't want to take breaks, honestly, and probably doesn't help at all. But why are you pointing your... I need more! You know, it's also kind of funny to think about, honestly, that technically everyone in life knows what blood tastes like. I mean, don't lie, you know what blood tastes like. I mean, I'd be surprised if you didn't. I mean, because everyone at least like has their baby teeth removed, right? I'd be actually weirded out if someone grew up with their baby teeth still intact. Actually, they'd be the weird ones, because everyone has lost their teeth before, and because of that they were bleeding from there, so it's in their mouth. So no matter what, everyone knows what blood tastes like, and so that means some people out there know if blood is tasty to them or not. Delicious. In that moment, the last of my reason dissolved. I went to a frenzy, slaughtering the helpless slaves I had never intended to kill. I was euphoric. I couldn't get enough. I reveled in it. Never before had I felt such utter ecstasy. Their cries for mercy as I ripped through them was delicious. The look of fear in their eyes, the way their faces twisted, the splatters of blood around their mouths open in screams, the despair that filled them. I didn't care anymore that they were just as much victims as me, that they suffered the same abuse and humiliation. All that was buried beneath the waves of bliss that ravished me. Everyone who asked to be spared, I skewered. I worked my way around the inside of the carriage, killing dozens upon dozens of slaves. Heads went rolling off shoulders, hot geysers of blood spewing from open necks. I was practically wading through blood by that point. Some bodies I completely dismembered, others I disemboweled, leaving their entrails to hang out of their open guts. All of them had looks of agony frozen in their faces as death took them. I don't know if I was unconsciously avoiding her, or if it was just a coincidence, but the girl was the only one left alive. She, of course, had been spared the mess, so she sat there, drenched in sticky, red gore. Her lips appeared to be trembling, though I couldn't tell for sure with so much of her skin missing. The fire inside me was still burned white hot. She was the reason I had done any of this in the first place. I had stood up because I wanted her to set her free, but my original intentions were long since gone from my mind. Raw pleasure overwhelmed any sense of reason. I approached the girl, pointing the sword at her neck. I expected her to scream, to beg for her life with the others, but she did nothing, simply stared up at me. Why didn't you run? In my question, the girl finally spoke. Why did you kill them? The sound of her voice quelled the fervor within me. It baffled me. I had no control over it. The strange girl could pacify me with a single utterance. The word she didn't use didn't matter. It was her voice. She could have called me a monster, and it would have had the same effect. Because I felt like it. I couldn't explain my reason for murdering the slaves. I didn't have the words to express the things that drove me. All I could tell her was I did it because I felt like it. And why haven't you killed me yet? I couldn't find a sure answer for that question in my somewhat rattled mind either. In retrospect, I realize now that her voice is my first tether. At the time, I had no reason why I didn't take her life in my frenzy. I killed other children, other women. Young, old, sad, miserable. Didn't matter. Nothing had so much as prickled my conscience. I don't know, I said, and I stepped off the carriage and walked away. With the questions I couldn't answer. Was I really a beast? Was unleashing my innate savagery and reveling in the massacre of helpless people really all I wanted? I didn't know. After escaping from the slave traders, I became something of a bandit. I had no hope of anyone taking me in. Not only was I a murderer, I was a foreigner. Nor did I have any chance of finding decent work. So, I lived by the sword, killing and plundering. So I'm wondering how it came to be that you are under... Well, I guess the first question is with that girl, and then with Pauline, and then Jacopo in a sense as well. Maybe you just got acquainted with Pauline first. She was a tether to you. And then she decided to go into church to help support herself and maybe you in a sense. And then Jacopo came in to help along with that and then employed you as a bodyguard. The money, honestly didn't give a damn about. I had no desire to be wealthy. It's simply a matter of survival. That, and quenching my thirst. I went on for 3 years like that. Until finally encountering something I couldn't defeat with my sword. No amount of muscle was enough to protect myself from disease. One day, I woke up with the chills, my vision blurry, barely able to move my own limbs. I set off for a nearby village, hoping to see a doctor, but my body didn't last that long. I collapsed on the side of the road, drained to my last strength. It was a moderately busy road at that, so I assumed I made it close to the city. Dozens of people passed by, silently pretending not to see anything. I didn't look like someone a respectable person would want to involve themselves with in normal circumstances, so it was no surprise they weren't interested in this sick, filthy, foreign man. Hell, I couldn't even remember the last time I bathed. It was hard to look at me, let alone get anywhere near me. This is where I'm gonna die, I thought. It seemed like a suitable end to a mad, murderous monster's life, withering away on the side of the road beneath sneering passersby. The fact that I was still alive at all after 3 years of leeching off other people's lives was, itself, wrong. I didn't lament my impending demise. I accepted that such was the way of the world. But then, I glanced up to see a woman in nun's habit looking down on me. Are you alright? Oh, she was already a nun before then. Oh. Are you sick? I'm gonna check your temperature, okay? Oh, you're burning up. You shouldn't be out here in this condition. Do you not have anywhere to go? Don't worry, I got you covered. There's a church not too far from here. Hang in there just a little longer, you'll be fine. And what is your god gonna do for me? He helps people in need? It's not very big, but we've always got room for people who need it. You can rest up in one of the open beds. I should be able to get you a little something to eat. I promise. It'll be better than staying out here at any rate. Can you stand? Not a problem. We can do this together. Put your arm around my shoulders. The church isn't that far. We can do it. You going to carry me? Maybe support, I guess. Yep. Strong. Strong. It'll be fine. We'll make it, one way or another. Almost. We're almost there. Just a little longer. I'm heavy, aren't I? Very, very heavy, but that's not a problem. I can do anything if I put my mind to it. Just throw me into a ditch. Now, God doesn't like his children talking like that. Almost there. We're almost there. So, how are you feeling? Better, I hope. I left some applesauce in the bedstand. Applesauce. You're feeling up to eating anything. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Why did you help me? Because that's what people do. They help each other. That's not what most people do. I like to think it is. You church people are exceptions. I'm not sure I agree with that. This woman is only showing me compassion because she doesn't know what I am. She wouldn't be so friendly if she knew I was a madman and a murderer. If there's anything else you want, let me know. I can't make you any fancy dinners, but if it's anything I can get, I will. Could you tell me your name? I'm Marie. Marie. Petra. Who was it? The Virgin? Oh, you're not familiar with the Virgin Mary? Just look at me, I'm clean up from these parts. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Now. So I'll make you a traveler, huh? You speak the language really well, though. I take it you've been here a while, then. Yes, I have. How exciting! So when you're feeling better, maybe you can tell me about the country you came from. I've never been far from home. I'm curious what it's like elsewhere. There's nothing I could tell you. It could be anything. Just tell me about yourself if you want. I'm even less inclined to do that. Just talk about the winds in the trees, the leaves in the air. Get better soon, okay? I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. I'm not sure there's anyone else out there more deserving the Virgin Mary's name. What was that? Your name, it suits you. Oh, no, not at all. I'm incredibly flattered to hear you say that, but I hardly live up to my name. What's your name, by the way? I have no name. Oh, we're gonna give you one? You don't? If you want someone to call me by, you can choose a name for me. Anything you want. I am nameless. I don't know if that translates well. Let's not call you nameless. We can call you nobody if that came from another myth. You give me a name. Just a big, like, name this character appears in Pauline's vision. I think you should be the one to choose your name. Denied. I'd be more happy to help, though. But you should go with the name you think is best. I see. Well, I should get going. I'll be around, so if you need anything, just holler. Bye, then. I must just choose a name for myself. I don't know anything about me. I recovered quickly with a proper bed and a roof over my head. On the road, I had been certain I stood no chance, but I was back on my feet after only 3 days at the church. My body was more resilient than even I knew. And now that I was back in health, I had no intention of sticking around. Thank you for everything. I'd be dead if it weren't for you. No thanks necessary. I'm just glad to see you're feeling better. There's no need to be so in a rush to leave, you know? Stay a bit longer. Make sure everything's alright. I'm not gonna stay any longer than necessary. If you're sure. Take this as payment for the food and lodgings. No, I can't accept that, no. We don't charge for charity. Charity is not free. You paid for it, let me pay you back. I can't. Please take the money. Please. I'm begging you, take the money. If you insist, I can accept it as a tithe. A tithe? Think of it like a donation to the church. Like you said, the work we do isn't free. Alright then, a tithe it is. Thank you. And may God bless you for your generosity. So long. Hey, if you're ever in the area, maybe you could stop by sometime? I never get a chance to have a talk with you. And I was really looking forward to it too. I'll just cause you more trouble. What? No, you wouldn't. What makes you think that? Are you afraid you'll scare people off because you look different? I really don't think you'd be worried about that. It's not just my appearance, it's my insatiable bloodlust that's acting up again. Do you mean it? That it won't be any trouble having me around? Absolutely mean it. Okay. I'll consider it. Wonderful! I can't wait to see you again. Just like stalking around, like going from alleyway to alleyway. Well, he has money, so he can literally just go to a motel or a hotel around here to stay around. So I'm just need for that. But I feel like unless like he fully gets on like board with him, actually, I'm not trying to you know, being lovers with Pauline. Honestly, he's just gonna stick to what he usually does best. But maybe restrain himself a tiny bit more. He's like has that innate urge to just skulk around the alleyways and just look suspicious and shifty for no reason. Nothing else happens in the town. No one dies or anyone gets injured or anything like that. But like he just likes going around just being shitty and shifty in the alleyways. Honestly, it's a nice hobby. Just look menacing when someone looks down, like down the alleyway in the middle of the night when on a late night walk, and then just become a local legend. Believe me, I knew I had no place of involving myself with her. A killer making himself comfortable in the house of God. I don't even believe in their deity, and I still knew that was nothing if not extremely disrespectful. The money I had donated to her church wasn't even clean. It was stolen. I didn't feel the slightest bit guilty about it, though. And I was more than conscious what I was doing, but none of that mattered to me. She had smiled when she took it. That was enough. Seeing the nun smile put my heart at ease. Much of the sound of the slave girl's voice had several years before. It restrained me, suppressed my urges. That smiling face is my new tether. I had always believed that I was at my happiest while torturing people. My thirst for murder was ingrained in my very soul. As exhilarating as taking others' lives was, there was a part of me that yearned peace. I had gotten a taste of that with her, and I wanted more. Even knowing I had no place in that world, that peace is something I would never attain. Still, I longed for it. So it's kind of like just going from one person to another who had a somewhat soothing voice in some capacity, and that was enough to snap you out of it or soothe you? I probably need to think about that more because, I don't know, something seems a bit weirdly off of the, maybe I'm just not thinking the right way, honestly. Just like hearing some girl's voice, honestly, is enough for that. I guess it's literally just that feeling that you want to do right by someone instead of like you just feel calm and just only just loving them, honestly. As even mentioned before, like he's not even sure if he actually does love Pauline, and I'd be, let's just say, more than shocked or flabbergasted if that's really what it was, especially with him the slave card situation, feeling completely calm hearing Morgana's voice. Yeah, please don't. No. It started with brief visits every few months. In time, though, their frequency began to increase, especially 1 minute every hour of every single day. Soon it was once a month, then twice, then once a week. The length of my visits gradually grew as well. Every time I showed up, the nun greeted me with a smile, quenching my thirst without the need for blood. The more we met, the more I endeavored to be a normal man around her, or to play the part of one. I thought that if I acted like there was nothing wrong with me, then I wouldn't be out of place at her side. I wanted to feel like I belonged in that piece of world where she lived. Like, I'm getting reminded again of, like, what was it, how Higurashi can put it forth again, like, not really spoilers to the plot, but, like, a sentiment that's in one of the chapters, which honestly is really interesting to think about. Like, does it even really, like, if you meet someone new, and you're always nice the entire time, but you've done some bad things before you met them, in a way different place, honestly. I mean, unless that person really cares about that, like it's actually something tied to like how their own experiences were, like maybe people don't really need to know about what horrible things you've done before, as long as you're not doing that same thing now, or it's not imminent along the horizon, honestly. Which, strangely enough, again, is kind of what should have happened with the first chapter. Like, I won't say anything else, but like man, that was the one thing, honestly, I was a bit aggravated about. Not aggravated about, but like just very tense that was my case, honestly. Something dangerous is happening, and everyone was hiding it. I wanted to feel like I belonged in that peaceful world where she lived. So, I guess it makes sense to, like, what was it, since, Yukimaza always acted, completely nice around Pauline, Like, it makes sense that, obviously, that Pauline wouldn't think anything else of it. Probably the only thing she would care about, honestly, from this sense is, like, the bad things, he's done since meeting her, honestly. That's pretty much it. Which, that's fair. Ah, it's the giant man! Marie, the giant man's here! He's gonna kill us all! Oh my god. Giant? Ah, hello there. How tall are you, honestly? Are you, like, taller than everyone else here? Like, 6 foot or I don't know, what? I was beginning to think you were coming this week. I was having trouble deciding what to bring you. You're always welcome here, you know. You don't have to bribe yourself in. But I appreciate it. Thank you. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't bring something. I bought a variety of fruits for you today, so you could share them with the children. They'll be delighted. Thank you so much. It's nothing, really. So, have you decided on a name for yourself yet? Oh yeah, it's been months, honestly. Have you not thought of a name for yourself yet? Not yet, no. Literally, the climax for this story is literally just hearing him, the name he decided to choose for himself. And actually, it'd probably be, interesting if it's something different, actually. Still the same guy, same soul, I guess, but like, decided to name himself something different. Instead of him assuming the, door we saw, like, he was previously named, like, I guess, by his own family, I guess. That'd be interesting, actually. That'd be a nice way to put it. Nothing at all? It makes talking to you a little awkward, not having anything to call you. You are now known as the man. No, look, that's way better. In that case, the giant man is as good as anything. The giant man. The TG the GM. Oh my god. The BFG, god. Did you get under his skin? A little. Not that big, am I? If you're not that tall, you're broad-shouldered, okay? We're all giants, little kids. I do wish they'd be a little less blunt about it sometimes, though. It's a goddamn titan! It's Godzilla! God. Just some kaijus just stomping around. Indeed, I suppose better than them being afraid of me. The children here have strong nerves. They're ordinary kids. You're just not a scary person in this light. They only assume I'm harmless because I'm with you. But you make it sound like you actually are dangerous or something. I mean, I can be. Looks at hands. With these hands, I can take the lives of millions. God, that's a great scene. Because I am. Edgy voice. Don't get worked up about it. The only thing different about us is our race. Everything else is exactly the same. I'm not so sure. I mean, you're a female. I'm a male. I think there's also differences there, technically, but you know what I mean? You must have had some pretty awful experiences because of your appearance, then, to make you so concerned about it. I mean, I'm assuming, like, if he's been, like, a slave for a while, like, the traders obviously would probably, use that to, abuse him even more, honestly. Like, yeah, again, put under the skin, honestly. Even before the times he, remembers, honestly. Maybe even before then. Or if he even was a slave back then anyway. I wish I could say I understood your pain. That's not necessary. But if I could, then maybe I'd feel a little closer to you. If only I could be even half the same race as you. You have nothing to gain from being more like me. You don't think so? I think there's a lot that would be nice about it. I would probably have really, really black hair, at least. Okay. Oh yeah, I forget her hair, honestly, from the door too, honestly. I can't remember if it was actually black hair, brown, or anything else. Like, I just, like, I don't remember how she looked back then, except in her more casual, I think, blue clothes? My memory could be even more off than that, actually, thinking about it. Oh boy. If I'm ever reborn, I'd like to be more like you. Why are you so obsessed with being like me? I just am? I just am. I just had these innate urges to be like you. Mirror copy. Oh. Yeah. That was the time I started noticing the feelings she had for me. At first, I thought I was simply being egotistical. There's no way a woman like her would be interested in a man like me. But I couldn't think of any explanation for the way she looked at me. Back then, I believed I loved her too, and that if we could be together, as man and woman, that I would finally be able to attain the peace I so sought. And I could wash my hands of the killer within me, defeat the urges once and for all. That I could step outside of the darkness I had lived in for so long. That I would be able to see the light. That I would be able to experience love like any other ordinary man. So in the name of that hope, I took action. That foolish, naive hope. And for the side of it, like, probably, like, maybe shut it down because, yeah, like, even, like, when we saw the flashback when, we got to this, new final door, honestly, like, she does say, like, she can't fully get in a relationship, but, like, it's pretty clear, like, she wants to. So it's, like, the whole, like, I would love to if I wasn't in this role. That whole, gentle kinda rejection. What are we doing out so late at night? Sorry for asking to meet me on such short notice. It wasn't too much trouble sneaking out. It certainly wasn't easy. So it's gonna tell me? What I'm about to tell you, every last word is sincere. And then once you hear me out, I want you to turn me down. What? Over these past few months, I've come to at least somewhat understand the responsibilities and restrictions placed upon you as a nun. But even ignoring the obligations you have, I know good and well I'm not a suitable match for you. Which is why, as I said, I'd like you to turn me down. I still want to hear it. I love you. I fell for you the moment I first saw you. I know I don't deserve to be anywhere near you, but every time we met, my desire to be with you grew stronger, and stronger until it was out of my control. Turn me down, Marie, please. Now stop trying to get close to you. I'm not Marie. Oh, I was actually gonna say, like, she's probably gonna reveal that that's not her name until now. You're not... What? My real name is Pauline. Pauline? Marie's my baptismal name. It's not the name I was given at birth. I love you too. I fell for you the moment I first laid eyes on you. I know it's forbidden, but I want to be with you too. Any free time I have, I want to spend it with you. I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you for being honest with me. No, thank you for not turning me down. Wow, it's like I'm an anxious day. When you asked me to meet you here tonight, I wonder if that might be what it was about. I feel like my heart was gonna explode all day. Heart explode? I never felt these emotions. You have a heartbeat? Guys get nervous about telling girls how they feel too, don't they? Yeah, we do. Until now, I had no idea falling in love was so hard on the nerves. Just thinking about you makes my mind turn to mush. It's hard to work like that, you know. Is it really that stressful? Yes. Is it like that for you too? Yeah. Thinking about you makes it impossible to concentrate. Tell me something, Pauline. What is it? How exactly is it hard on your nerves? What? How exactly? It's like, I'm in the clouds and I want to scream and I want to jump into a lake all the same. That doesn't help me very much. Could you be a little more specific? So it's like fishing to try to see if he has the same emotion or not, or, It'd say before, so like, huh. I wonder how a kind of life like that would be then. Like, I can't tell if he's like, he just doesn't like her, or more just to the point, like, maybe he's just more asexual, honestly. Could be that. Could be that. Really? Are you trying to embarrass me? It's like my whole body gets really hot. I mean, people could still get in relationships even if it doesn't feel like you really love someone. Like, It feels a bit weird to put it like that, but you know what I mean. Like, not with these, I guess, feelings. I could see it happen still. I mean, there's even some relationships where, like, people don't even, like, when people go into a relationship, they just, they don't do, like, some things that people are commonly in relationships for, you know, like, making love and all that. Like, some people can literally just go their entire, like, rest of their lives in relationship, honestly, not doing so. So, like, it's not like it's a entire requirement, I guess. Unless it really, the feeling bothers you that you don't have them. You mean, okay, you mean you get aroused? Aroused? No, it's, to put it bluntly, yes. I see. You're a real jerk, you know. You shouldn't go around trying to humiliate ladies. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh, you... Well, that was insightful. So I'm not in love with her, or romantically attracted to her, or even physically attracted to her. All I want from her is her smile. Being around her doesn't arouse me, in fact, it does exactly the opposite. My fire burns brightest when I'm not with her. It all makes sense now. I just love to do my work instead. This mostly just sounds like you're just close friends with her, honestly. I just want someone to keep me placated. Yeah, it's that part, like I'm, already mentioned before, like, feels a bit weird. I don't really know how to entirely reconcile that. It could just be, like, just friendship, and that's pretty much just it. Like, you're just doing right by someone, that's it. But I don't know if there's something else going on. Something else I don't, quite realize or even understand, at least right now. I'm disturbed through and through. A murderer and a beast. See, that's why I didn't want to say anything. I knew you'd laugh at me. I'm sorry. I truly am. I did ultimately get what I want out of the arrangement. She became my tether, became an invaluable part of my life. If I had no real love for her, which is in a weird, I guess in a bizarre way, like, maybe to her, from the sound of it, she was in the nun role, like, I should just be very sad about that. I wonder if, like, that was the same, like, thing that was going on for him in the Door 2 as well. Yeah. When I was with her, I was at peace. That said, her presence didn't completely rid me of my urges. I was still occasionally struck with bouts of insatiable thirst. Overwhelming desire to mutilate anyone who came to my line of sight. And sometimes, Pauline became the object of that desire. It goes without saying that I never did draw my sword in her, but I had no way of knowing when I might lose control. And if I ever did kill her, then there'd be nothing left to keep me from regressing completely into a beast. Yeah. Yeah. Slurp. Pauline and I arranged regular nighttime meetings. No, never once did I tell her how I truly felt. And I had no intention to either. When I was with her, I was in the role of her lover. She never questioned my love for her. And questioning hers for me caused her to smell even more than normal. Yeah, probably even like the day he, like, expressed, like, infatuation, honestly, and he realized he didn't have it, thinking about it. Like, the arrangement they had of, like, what was going on with both their lives, like, her being a nun, so she couldn't really fully, I guess, like, get in a relationship with someone without, going against her duties. It kind of helped him out in the end, I guess, a tiny bit. Like, both being a relationship and her being a tether, but not having to, go further and to prove that, honestly. But, it must feel a tiny bit awful, honestly, for her, honestly, that she, like, loved him, but he didn't love her back. Like, he still valued her and admired her, but not to that extent. The happier she was, the more beneficial it was to me. Spending time with her in this capacity, I was able to gain a deeper understanding of what kind of person Pauline was. She was a deeply generous and compassionate woman. While I now understand her near compulsive deeds of charity were a result of the stress and uncertainty she felt about herself at the time, I believe she was doing it because she genuinely wanted to. I believe she had wanted to save absolutely everyone, to be the saintess she had come to be known as. She gave assistance to anyone who sought it from her, without question. As a result, the church's coffers quickly dried up. Her god did not supply her with an endless store of bread and wine either. In the end, any endeavor, with many intentions, requires money. In time, her generosity turned excessive, self-destructive. Alice led you to when Jacopo came around for whatever reason, you said to take it up, or it'd be even interesting if you actually came looking for that, like a job. I'm assuming just in the sense of Jacopo is the one who heard about the tale, I guess, about the miracle blood that Morgana had, and then came across, Yukimaza and hired him to do that job, or stumbled upon him. That's what it feels like. So I'm curious, like, if how that's gonna get covered in Jacopo's, story. She even skipped meals so that others could eat. In retrospect, that was probably my fault too. As I pushed her toward wanting to be a regular girl, she pushed back against the desire by being even more charitable. Well, it doesn't even seem like it's all your fault. Like, you're even trying to ask her to, like, be a normal person as well. And, like, not having to be, like, overly, nice and charitable, I guess. But, like, I guess since she feels like she has to be in that role and duty she's been in that role for a while, she wants to be that way. Or she's naturally nice and, like, takes it to another level. Which, yeah, I can't say that level of ambition, honestly, to doing something so long is, my thing. Like, what was it? I guess an example, actually, for just personally on my end. Like, probably besides one of the reasons I keep pushing off, like, what was it? Yumineko and Echo's playthroughs, Let's Plays right now, is, well, besides the whole fact, like, again, like, things are very busy around, like, for my life right now, not even just work and keeping a job up, but also just family life and just things happening at home in general. That makes me just really tired and not have too much time to dedicate to actually doing these, like doing actual Let's Plays. Which don't get me wrong, I keep saying this again, that whenever I have the time to actually sit down and do Let's Plays, like actually record this stuff and like do all this, like I feel invigorated again. I have not lost my love for doing this, but like I just don't have too much time to do it. And besides that aspect, another reason I guess it's pushed back honestly to me is that I'm probably just feeling maybe more too ambitious, honestly, because I kind of want to do a bunch of different things with those two playthroughs, like commissioning art and whatever else. And that might be a bit too much, and maybe I should scale myself back a bit more from that. Like, it just feels like since a lot of time has passed against my will, I should come back with it into a big bombastic confetti thing. Like, sorry for all the delay, here's something big to make up for it. That whole thing. I so want to do that, and maybe I won't be able to do it on schedule, honestly, if I can't help it, but I still kind of want to do something like that. Just commissioning fan or nothing else, honestly, afterwards, to show appreciation. Yeah. So that feeling is kind of relatable. Soon our actions started making the other nuns' lives difficult, dipping their supplies and all that, oh boy. Giving her a less than favorable reputation within the church. Still, she would tell me when we met up how she wished she could help even more people, and doing so would give her peace. And if I could be a part of that peace, then I wanted to grant her wish. But what could a kid like me do to help? Kill everyone who stands in her way? Yeah, sounds about right. Petty thievery wouldn't make me nearly enough money to keep a church and orphanage running. And a raid large enough in scale to do so would inevitably be traced back to the source, which would ruin the church forever. How was a murderer to acquire such a large sum of money? Win the lottery! I was ready to jump at any opportunity that presented itself. When I received a summons from the Lord. Okay. Hi. I take you the ornamental man that's been buzzing around local church of late. So I'm wondering if like he literally just asked him to be like a bodyguard and do all this without knowing his background, or maybe somehow stumbled upon it along the way, I guess. Maybe. When I first saw the Lord, I was surprised at how young he looked. There couldn't have been more than a couple years difference between us. I envisioned him as an elderly, or at the very least, a middle-aged man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what everyone's normal thoughts were for a lord, honestly, too. No, it'd be me, yes. What of it? Who do you think you're talking to, you impudent rat? Show some damn respect. Apologies, not very familiar with the customs or local language. Very well, then. You're fortunate I'm such an understanding man. We. Now, for the reason I called you here. You're the one that killed that cart full of slaves 4 years ago, aren't you? Oh, that was 4 years ago. Oh, wow. So you know about that. Ah, you heard about that. Murder from that, then, okay. I wasn't actually sure it was you, but now I have confirmation. Since then, one slave of Far Eastern origin has remained unaccounted for. I take it that would be you. That's right. Made one hell of a mess out there. Am I here to be punished? It depends on how our talk goes. If you think I'm going back to being a slave, you're fooling yourself. I don't even need any more damn slave. I certainly don't want you as one. You bloodthirsty maniac? Okay, wow. You're obviously not finding any respectable work, being an ex-slave, so I take it you're still in the business of getting your hands dirty, are you not? I assume you're playing cat burglar or something, living off whatever you can swipe from the nearest unlucky bastard. Correct. Isn't it comical, then, that you would choose God's sacred house to stretch your legs in, you filthy dog? I absolutely agree. I thought that would get a reaction of you, but it seems like you got no bite in you today. Never mind, let's get down to business. Like, just all intimidation tactics and nothing else, nothing else. You're gonna help me with a little something I'm working on. Help you with what, exactly? So that's gonna make me a ton of money. If you lend a hand, I'll make sure you're well taken care of. Along with the church you're so fond of, the nun you're taking a liking to. That nun of yours has made quite a name for herself. In the city proper, people started calling her the Saintess. They're right about that, she is. I'm wondering, like, just from the sound of it, like, locally, she has a mixed reputation, although everything skews towards nice. But, like, with that undercurrent of you're kind of, dipping in and, like, making like, personalize the church worse, that whole thing. But everyone outside of that, like, even in the city, like, only just views her as just only in nice, almost reverent tones. The commoners love their heroes and saints. They eat that rubbish right up. It's sensationalist. But saint or not, you can't simply create food from nothing. Her work is causing financial troubles for the church, is it not? It is, yes. If you help me with this, I'm offering you an entirely new church, one where she has complete control to do as she wishes. She'll make it into the biggest church in the city. She'll be able to help even more people, which should surely please her. What would you have me do? Jump in the first whiff of scraps. You really are a dog, aren't you? I'm not a dog, I'm a wolf. I'm a well, he does say he's a ferocious beast anyway, so I guess you could say that, yeah. I don't like conversations that overstay their welcome. Fair enough. Let's get to business. Just always that. I'm trying to intimidate you, honestly. Doesn't work. Fine, let's get down to business again. God damn it. Not far from here lives a witch whose blood has the power to cause miracles. Miracle blood. It's like a sham to me. You never know. They said that the sound of her first cry brought rain to the land where she was born, saving the whole village from drought. They say her blood has the power to cure any disease. I'll worry about the veracity of the rumors later. We're gonna make money off of it now instead, first and foremost. Right now, all I want you to do is for her to capture her and bring her to me. Explain something to me, Lord. You said if I helped you, the nun would be able to save more people than she does now. How does capturing this witch accomplish that? I'm glad you know how to listen, dog. Aw. We'll be turning the blood into a miracle elixir, which you will then distribute to the patrons of the church. In exchange for teas, of course. Selling it, then. Selling isn't quite the right word. That's how you want to think of it, by all means. Like, I do so want to, like, see, I guess, the point of view if, like, he actually realized that Morgana was the same girl he saw in the cart. And then just realizing, like, even by the end, he, like, didn't entirely care. he was putting on that more scary face again. Like mostly well, just for that insatiable thirst for blood, honestly, and also just realizing that in order to get if I had to get rid of this old tether to keep my new and stronger one, then it's a exchange worth giving, I guess, for in his mind. The commoner's beloved saintess, handing an all-powerful miracle medicine. They'll lap it up. And in turn, you'll make a fortune. Exactly, money I can use to support her church. It'll be a boon to the city's economy as well. I mean, that's kind of what happened as well, to the same time, so I can't exactly just put on to just getting money only first and foremost. Kind of actually, like, raises his own reputation as well in a tiny bit, the same way as hers. A single witch's freedom is all it costs everyone here to come out happy. So what'll it be? Will you help, or will I have to... I'll help. I had no reason not to. You just want to keep... You just only want to do intimidation tactics and nothing else. You have nothing else going on in life, do you? You just want to do that every single time. You're just like, yeah, sure. I'll just go along with what you're saying. Like, he's like, God damn it, I never had the opportunity to be a big, bad, scary, evil boss. And it's like eating up inside. Let me play my role, goddamn. I want to have my power over people. And it's not even working that well enough. Oh my god, that's funny. Decisively mad and a good listener. Excellent. Once I capture the witch, where do I take her? I have a mansion set aside where your nun can run her church. There was observation tower in the grounds. And the witch will be kept locked up there. Ensure we can have a constant supply of blood. Okay. When do you want me to get her? You're just chomping the bit now, aren't you? Thought you had to say at least a little, but I guess it was foolish of me to presume to understand how a killer's mind works. All the resources I put into investigating you and everyone close to you were wasted, it would seem. You're just like, it's just so funny just having so much trying to have, like, blackmail, but it's like, you could have asked me nicely. That was it. Oh my god. Do you even have a conscience? I mean, do you honestly, like, shoot the same question back, honestly? Don't act like you're any different. I sure you have a conscience. Kind of, not really, though. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't necessary for the growth of the city. No, I mean, you're much as a murderer as me. Nah. You would never come up with a scheme like this if your hands were clean. Watch your mouth, dog. Don't you dare insinuate I would ever condescend to your level. Kind of, it already happened, honestly. You planned the whole entire thing out, so I'm like, you're kind of probably even worse than him in a sense. Well, not even maybe just worse, at the same level, honestly, no matter what you think of it. Yeah. I agreed to the Lord's terms. A couple days later, I made my way out to the location the Lord had given me, a small cottage by the lake, where the witch was said to live. I had been instructed to take her alive, but not that I wasn't allowed to harm her. My plan was to force my way in and immobilize her as soon as she opened the door. Lord was right. I didn't have anything resembling a conscience. I was too far gone to be bothered by the prospect of disabling a witch. Not even the fact that I found a degree of solace in my relationship with Pauline would change that. I wonder if he actually would recognize her voice at first or not. I mean, it's been a couple years, honestly. I mean, like, I can't remember if, like, Morgana was, like, hit puberty before that or not. Like, if a few years passed and she, like, grew up more into a teenager, or a young adult at the very least, like, would her voice be different enough for him not to realize it first? However, who's there? When I heard the witch's voice at the door, I froze. Oh boyo, time for dilemma time. Well, kind of. You knows what he chose, honestly, but just, like, slight surprise and nothing else. It was the girl from 4 years earlier. I didn't even have to see her, I knew right away. I wouldn't mistake that voice, that stream of pure, clear water cutting through the grime, for anything. I would never forget the first thing I had ever managed to suppress my desires. My first tether. And the Lord told me about the witch. Never once expected it to be her. Who is it? Are you the witch with the miracle blood? My hand rested on the hilt of my sword. I had at first meant to break down the door if she wouldn't open it for me. Please leave. Like, oh, so that's why he brought someone else. He brought him a melon because he kind of didn't want to entirely do it in his own sense, I guess. Maybe a tiny bit of guilt because of that. Not enough, but still enough. Like, if he didn't have too much of conscience, he wouldn't blackmail someone else to help him with it too, as well, actually. Please leave. However, when I heard that voice, my hand felt limp. Please stay away from my home. I am in need of your blood. Could you not spare a little? I had nothing to spare for a man like you. My blood is only for the sick and needy. So please go away. Stay away from me, I'm begging you. Oh, did she actually, yeah, I can't remember if she actually recognized his voice or not. Get away from this place. You're a murderer. I want nothing to do with you. So please, just go away. As you say. As she commanded, I took leave of her cottage in somewhat of a haze. It should have come as no surprise, but in the 4 years since our last encounter, she had no kind words to spare me. Yet even her derision, I still felt myself being calmed by the sound of her voice. I debated myself. Should I do as Laura requested and capture her? Or should I let her go free as I'd done 4 years earlier? You already know what I decided to do, though, don't you? No, you chose the other option. This is a weird paradox dimension. That's right. I went the first option. After all, I had no need for 2 tethers. I didn't need more connections. No, never. I don't need friends. God. While breaking down her door still an option, the witch was wary of me. If she were to somehow manage to escape, there's no saying how the Lord might react. Ah, okay, you're thinking that way too. It's a bit more brutal, I guess more sense, honestly. So I stood to watch, waiting for her to step outside. The problem was, she never opened her door. It wasn't just me. It seemed she was wary of everyone. There was one exception, though. The boy. She had the cottage for him, and only him. And probably because of that, and maybe like her paranoia from that meeting, is probably the reason why she was that paranoid to not go that far of a walk, like around the lake. Like only one lap around, and that was it. Like she didn't be out that too long. They went on walks together around the lake. It's been a while since we last went on one of our walks, huh? I haven't been sleeping much, taking care of Nellie. Is her condition worsening again? Yeah. Rest assured, I will give her my blessing as many times as she needs. Thanks. I really appreciate it. The weather's kind of not that great today, huh? It looks like we might get rain. It's probably not smart to stay outside much longer. Yesterday. I should get going. See you. Watching the two of them, it occurred to me that I could make good use of the boy. Yeah, that's probably that's how you saw Mel, and then obviously blackmail, threaten, and all that, which leads to his story. And so barging in, you have 2 options. Either you say no and protect the witch, get away, or you help me capture her. Get away from her right now. If you choose the witch, I kill the girl. Get away. Make your decision. Get away from her. You have until the count of 10. If you don't choose, I'll kill the girl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, I'll do it. I'll help you. Get your sword out of her face. Don't kill her. Well, you hold out to the very last second. Meh. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's get going. Get moving. Yeah, you pitiful boy. And it leads to all that. We kind of got to kind of like skipping forward a tiny bit too, instead of, you know, doing the entire play-by-play. That's one thing I keep like mentioning for sometimes. They just do long play-by-plays of like what goes on, and it kind of like is not too necessary. Like, just imagine you're watching a movie and you need the director's like thinks you need an entire scene dedicated to how a character got to and from the next scene. Like, entire scene between of they just getting to their car, realizing their gas is low, stopping at a gas station, filling up their car with gas. Nothing else happens in the scenes. It's literally just that action and just goes to the next scene and the plot continues. Like, and that happens almost consistently throughout. Like, I'm exaggerating, but like sometimes the scenes do drag on a bit long. I'm glad it's a bit skipping over a bit. Yeah. No, stay away from me. No. Yeah, probably from the sound of it too. Like I don't like from the looks of it. Like I don't think even the swordsman well, maybe there's a tiny bit of guilt there, but like the whole like calming voice thing, but not enough to do anything else. Like a small twinge of it or anything like that. Nothing else. Keeping very stone-faced, honestly. Take it. That's your share. Should last you long enough. Why? Why? Why did you take my arm? Yeah, what do you mean by share? Why? You know, led to all of this, honestly. Like, from the sound of it, like, even just cutting off the arm was literally just to incapacitate her and get, like, slow her down a bit, honestly, too. But also, like, just giving it over to Mel, honestly, just seems like something else. A weird, let's just say a morbid kindness, I guess, but still. A very, horrible type, I guess, but still, Like, he's completely silent through all this, too. Like, I'm not gonna repeat, like, saying all the same words, or, like, doing the whole, saying all the onomatopoeias of, like, how much pain they're all in. I mean, after doing that for so long for this game, honestly, it gets, pretty, annoying to do so. A tiny bit, so sorry. No, put me down, please! Help! Someone please help! The witch with the miracle blood, I regressed into an ordinary girl. She cried in pain like a small child. I wasn't getting very far with her wailing, so I gagged her, tied her up, and threw her into her burlap sack. Wait, how would you tie her up if, like, one arm is gone? I guess you tied her legs, but, like, what then? Just tied her other arm, like, around her torso, I guess? Yeah. Nothing personal. Nothing personnel, kid. I just need your blood. Yeah. Without it, she'll lose her church. Like, just say exactly your motivation, staring down at the hero villain monologue, your plan. She needs the money. Like, I guess you're also just saying it mostly as well as like sort of weird way of apology, honestly. But yeah, I need some way of getting enough money to keep her church running. So the Lord made me an offer. If I brought him the witch with the miracle blood, he'd finance a whole new church for her. So don't take it personally. I tossed the sack into the cart I had waiting outside, then made my way to the mansion, as per the Lord's instructions. The two of us then locked the witch in the observation tower. When I told the Lord I had used a boy as bait to get it to open her door, he gave an exasperated sigh and said, "He's part of it now too, he's part of the scheme now." Involving a third party was not part of the plan. So you're thinking all in the head of yours, dog. I can kill him if that's a problem. Don't be hasty. Describe him for me. Did he seem like he came from a wealthy family? He's young, still in his teens. He lives with his little sister. He looked reasonably well off, probably of noble blood. You picked one hell of a target to use as your bait. So literally, that's the only reason why he was spared, honestly. If he was, I guess, he looked more like a peasant, he would be dead. But since he came from a noble family, it was the only reason it still happened, honestly. Wow. Wow. It's kind of like that Ratatouille thing, honestly. They wouldn't have gone that far in that movie, honestly, if one of them wasn't kind of, quote-unquote, of well-off lineage, I guess, in a sense. Huh. Should I kill him? There are people in this world you can make disappear quietly. People no one will notice have gone missing. You're one of them. The boy, he most likely isn't. Most likely. Was the boy at all interested in the witch's blood? He seemed to be. Well, that makes things a little easier. We have to make him into accomplice then. And thus the three trifecta plan was born. The scheming trio now. That's everything up to about 6 months ago. You know what happened next, I presume. I threatened Mel, forced him to join us. He needed the blood for his sister, but even without that excuse, he didn't have the courage to run. Me, on the other hand, I involved myself in my own will. I had no reason to try to get back out. In fact, being put in charge of one of the three keys gave me an excuse to meet up with her more often. Yeah. The arrangement was quite beneficial for me. Yeah. Hey, I heard the news. You were selected to be part of the Lord's personal guard? Now you got it made. Congratulations. You exaggerate, it's nothing. Oh, now, no need to be humble. He wouldn't have picked you if he didn't really trust you. In a sense, I trusted not to blackmail. Everyone around here knows just how hard it is to earn the Lord's trust. If you say so. It hasn't been easy for him, I hear. He only signs those he really trusts to work so close to him. I hope you're right. He trusts you, I'm sure of it. I certainly can't tell you the real reason I suddenly became his guard. In a weird roundabout sense, I guess it kind of is almost trust in a sense. I got some more exciting news too. The Lord sent me a messenger for me earlier. Apparently he's building a new church and he wants me to serve as a nun there. Can you believe it? Shouldn't be surprised. Like, is the house actually close to this town? Like, it has to be like close enough, but like, from the sound of it, sounded like it was a bit more far off, honestly. And from the sound of it again as well, that the house is already made, and just gave the line that we're doing everything we can to make your church a more accessible one. So here's a new one. It looks just like a house to help feed more people, honestly. I guess if he knew, like, definitely knows about her reputation, honestly. Like, I wouldn't even bet an eye on her, honestly. That it's more stylized as a house, honestly, with many different rooms, honestly. She'd probably see as more like a room, like several rooms for a church, but then a whole bunch to make it seem like fits more like an orphanage. If like the church in this town originally used to be like two separate buildings that she like helped take care of, instead of, one combined thing. I don't know if like churches and like orphanages back then were always. Well, no, never mind. I just realized there's like some stories I heard that have that orphanage and church like combination again. Never mind. I just forgot about it till now. You shouldn't be surprised. You're the city's saintess, after all. It's a little wonder you would be his first choice. I really don't think I'm that important. Do you not want the position? No, I'm delighted to have such an incredible opportunity. This will allow me to help so many more people than before. It's wonderful news. That's good to hear. Tell me, I'm not wrong in thinking helping people is the one thing you want more than anything else, am I? Right, that's what I want more than anything in the world. Hesitation. I see. Like, what was it? Like, if he point blank just asked that and she answered that way, then it's kind of on her, I guess, a tiny bit as well. That's probably why she does feel a bit as well guilty, honestly, like coming down and like seeing what Yukimazu was doing too. Hey, smile for me, would you? She's already smiling. She's smirking. Huh? I've been smiling this whole time, haven't I? Exactly. What are you talking about, dude? Not just now. Forever. Of course. When I'm with you, nothing can possibly take the smile off my face. Absolutely nothing at all. There's definitely nothing in the future that has something about you spilling red blood on someone else. Glad to hear it. I never knew someone could lose so much weight while still eating every day. We might have to increase your portions. Is there anything in particular you want? Just tell me. I hear children's voices. From outside, I hear children's voices. Ah, the kid's here to see the Saintess. It has gotten quite noisy out there of late, yes? Oh. Yeah, probably just hearing him, lots of happy, fun, good times, honestly, outside, so close by to where you are. Probably just did a knife deeper into the wound, honestly. Put more salt in there. The Saintess. Your voice has gotten raspy, too. Was that my doing? Did I take your voice? That's unfortunate. To me, your voice held far more value than your blood. And I took that away from you. Yes, you three took everything from me. So we did. Enough chatter, dog. Like, this is just a weird catchphrase by this point. Okay. Okay. Was that a common insult for back then, too? Just you dog. You dog. The Lord's scheme was a success, which his blood brought with an influx of donations, which the Lord invested in various businesses in the city. I had no idea the blood actually has miraculous powers, but there were certainly people claiming to have been healed by it. It wasn't long before people who weren't sick started making use of the supposed cure-all medication, saying it had preventative properties as well. As word the elixir spread, the Lord's profits grew in kind. One fact was undeniable. The witch's blood stimulated the city's dramatic growth. The blood spilled helped raise the entire world around it. I remember reading a creepypasta about that, kind of in a sense. More supernatural take on it, where spilt blood actually when dropped on something in a farmland, honestly. Literally actually caused it to like repair and heal and become newer and fresh. Like it was almost cursed that the blood spilled actually whatever the blood touches, honestly, like makes it better and whole again, honestly. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I forget the name of it, but I know one of the stories is named by the person who wrote Abandoned by Disney, like that classical creepypasta, Slime Beast. Like they have a whole bunch of good stories, honestly. I would check it out. And that's my life story. Yeah, I don't really know how to take of you, honestly. Like, it's understandable at the same time. Like, yeah, you've done some horrible things. So it's more like, let's make sure Pauline is out of this, and I don't know, you behind bars or whatever else, honestly. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's even gonna be a long while before, I guess, even for you to be redeemed, honestly. I mean, it's not even a whole thing of, like, you killed someone, you know, for helping, like, anyone else, or you felt like it was necessary to kill someone because they were planning to kill anyone else or something like that, or they're harming someone's life. Yeah, it's literally just incomplete bloodlust, honestly, nothing else. Just own personal power and satisfaction. So and that was for several straight years, and including kind of now as well, even though there's also a bit of an agenda behind it still too. So yeah, it doesn't really change anything. It's more understandable, not sympathetic, but yeah. I'm still glad they decided to keep the, like, it's still the urge, honestly, instead of just yeah. Like, it was just thrown at, like, honestly, this is probably the most interesting part, like, thing they're exploring here with him, so yeah. So, a question, what is your new name now? And that's everything. Appalling, is it not? Morgana. If you hate me for what I did to her, you can take this sword and kill me with it. I mean, you can have my key and I won't put up a fight. You have the right to exact punishment on me. Killing you would accomplish nothing. It's neither my place to forgive nor punish you. As much as it would make me feel better, doing so would serve no meaningful purpose. I would like you to give me a little time, though. I need time to cool down enough that I can talk to you with a clear head. Of course. So you are still willing to speak with me? Yeah, possibly. Like, it was probably even worse thinking about it, like, realizing now that I'm, like, there's some commonalities between, like, Yukimaza and, Michelle, honestly. Especially talking about, a time with, slave traders, like, for, like, years at a time, and then, the thing was, like, literally they went in opposite directions with that, actually. Michelle literally went the opposite way of just, literally not cursing anyone or not even blaming anyone else and just trying to tamper his own hatred down, while Yukimaza's like yeah, you know what, no, I'll go the opposite way, extreme, death, slay, kill, maim, all that. So little too to the extreme, honestly. It's actually kind of a nice parallel, too. So you're still willing to speak with me. I gave you my word. I told you I'd help figure out what path you should take. You're an honorable man. I will not force your hand if you don't want to do this. You can tell me to leave, and I'll walk right out the door. More than anger or hatred, I'm simply deeply pained. Maybe things would have turned out better if I were as sympathetic as a man as you. People are supposed to feel able to feel happy or sad for each other. I can't, though, which must make me a beast. Well, even if you don't really have those emotions, you're still, like, feeling that sense of, like, obligation, I guess. Even if it's not guilt, honestly. Just that sense, honestly, you're trying to pretend to be in that role. And you're trying to, like, have those emotions, honestly, lived into it. You're still trying to be better, I guess. When you first met Morgana, you felt a desire to rescue her from the slave traders, did you not? You thought of someone other than yourself. Never saw the desire through, though. My thirst far overpowered anything I may have wanted to do for her. Next time we met, I sold her to the Lord. As before, there's no room for interpretation in the things I've done. Whatever I might have wanted to do at one point, it's all meaningless now. Regardless, anything I do for someone else is ultimately for my own benefit. Because it's what I need. Yeah, so, like, if you have someone who's trying to repent, and, like, but everything they do is really just meant for selfish needs in some capacity. Like, yeah. It's even a whole thing that sometimes, I guess, for to make things better, sometimes you have to be selfish, too. Which actually, him being paired up, actually, with Pauline, who wants to do nothing but good, and be absolutely selfless. That's actually even a nice pair up. Just a lot of interesting parallels here, honestly, connections, honestly. I mean, like, what was it? The stories that somehow, like, have those, like, sort of through lines, honestly. And the whole, trope, honestly, of we're not so different, you and I, whole thing with hero and a villain, honestly. Like, it's mostly just comparing, like, how things could have ended up if, you chose differently. Or, if they were in entirely different circumstances. Like, yeah. So the stories that have the whole thing where, the villain literally is point blank. Like, the way they are right now, they're doing evil things because they didn't have the same opportunities the hero had, and instead had all the things that the villain wanted, or were punished for wanting. And then the story literally just goes the way saying, yeah, the villain is wrong for thinking that way and doing that. Yeah, we're not gonna give it any consideration at all. Like, I literally just, like, that story is literally just lost all validity in my eyes then, honestly. You're just, even if it's like one of those stories that there's no greater purpose or moral to it, my first thought is, why do you think this is a good idea at all? At all. Like, yeah. You kind of lost all the fun and will-nil, honestly. It just becomes more mean-spirited, honestly. But there's some stories out there where very mean-spirited and are still good and fun, but it just puts a damper on things a lot. Like, very much so. No matter how selfish your motivations may ultimately be, please let me believe some party who does ultimately genuinely want to help her. Alright. I know I sound like a hypocrite for saying this, but sitting back and waiting for her to die is not what I want. When I caught her arm, I didn't feel any of the thrill or euphoria that I usually do when I take my sword to someone. I can't say whether that means I had a conscience, but for a moment, or I just wasn't myself at the time. If you can save her, though, please do. I can't do anything. If I try, I'll only make things worse. I cannot do everything on my own, either. Give me your word that you will atone to Morgana for your actions. I doubt making reparations will clear me of my crimes. If this is what you want me to do, that is what I will do. Can I ask you something? What is it? Tell me more about my next life. I want to know what kind of man I am. I want to know every mistake I make, all the details. I warn you, it's a tale far more barbaric than anything you can imagine. Do you still want to hear it? I do. I have little doubt that I will believe it. If you're worried I might react the way I did earlier, I'll lay down my sword. You can tie me up too if you want. The entire time, you just have your hand in the sword the entire time, honestly, even though you're just like, my arm will be your sword and all that. Like, an act of fealty. That won't be necessary. I'm going to trust you. I'll tell you the whole, hopelessly tragic truth. Everything I saw, with no embellishments. Please do. I don't even know if I am giving, like, different voices of the two of them, honestly, at this point. It feels like they're blending together for me. Sorry. And so I told them the whole tale they witnessed beyond the second door. They lost his memory in a shipwreck. That he was treated like a beast by the people in the land where he washed up. That he massacred countless people. And then he took the life of his lover who had come in search of him, never wavering in her belief that he was still alive. I told him about the white-haired girl. I told him about the things he made Giselle do. They didn't hide anything. As I spoke, he had occasionally grimaced or his eyes would go wide for a moment, but not once did he interrupt me. He sat there in silence until I finished. You weren't kidding. It was far worse than I had imagined. Oh, the story went on that long. It's at nighttime, too. Just in time for the Lord to show up, huh? It is the truth, though. You become the target of Morgana's loathing, and you're led back to this mansion, cursed for all eternity and beyond. That is what lies in your future. As difficult as it may be to comprehend, that person is you. The man who does all those things hundreds of years from now is you. I really am a beast. A horrendously precarious creature. As I interpret it, you lost your memory. You also lost everything you used to suppress your nature. Like all the coping mechanisms, honestly. All knowledge of that, honestly, has gone out the window. So, you literally start over from scratch, honestly. So, yeah. You had lost the foundation you had built. And as a result, you're no longer able to maintain that balance. Would that mean that what I am now is, comparatively speaking, human? No, I'm no different now. I had no more control over myself when I'm killing people than the man you described. You have seen me do reprehensible things. In spite of that, you were never condescending nor insulting, never acted disgusted or afraid of me. Are all angels as compassionate as you? I am not an angel. I simply biting my tongue. Are you afraid of me then? I'm not afraid of you, no. So you are an angel, goddamn. What are you then? I don't understand. I'm neither human nor angel. I'm a wizard? No. I am of the belief that now is not the appropriate time for me to allow my personal feelings to influence my actions. My task is to save Morgana. Yeah, because again, like, there's a conflicting feeling of sympathy, I guess, with the slave trade part, but also reprehension of all the things he's done, but conflicting feelings there, so yeah. Just let's just push that aside for one, just focus on the cause. We'll deal with that later, afterwards. The very second Morgana is free, and like, pretty much it's confirmed that she's gonna live, like, Michelle literally just turns a cow and just like starts screaming at him. If I'm to be honest with you for a moment, I despise the man you are in the future. I'm also equally frustrated myself. You're right. The things you did were inexcusable. You murdered innocents. You killed the woman who came searching for you. But on a personal level, what angers me the most is that you put blood in the hands of the woman I love. Yeah, that too. I know very well that, to you, it's something you haven't done yet. Yeah, that whole thing. Like, just imagine going through, like, a multi-timeline games, and a character did something absolutely horrible to you in one timeline, but the next just like, God damn it, I can't hate you because you're completely nice here, but you, like, betrayed me in just a different timeline. Like, God damn, what am I supposed to do with this information now? God! It tears me apart inside that I couldn't return in time to stop it. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who wouldn't be angry and know someone they care about had received that kind of treatment. I suppose. As you feel, though, aren't you interested in taking your revenge on me? As I mentioned before, there are times when allowing your emotions to take the reins is the wrong course of action. This is one of those times. So you could do it after Morgana's gone though, right? Like this is not one of those, like, I guess, kind of revenge stories where if like you, when you go on your revenge, honestly, you bring someone else some pain and suffering, honestly. Well, I, like, again, I've seen revenge stories where, like, both what was it? I've seen good, like, revenge stories, and, like, I guess you could say bad revenge stories where, like, a person's dead set on getting revenge on someone and, like, killing them, but along the way they kill people that are unrelated or in their way, honestly. And with those stories that point that out, then other people in their way, honestly, and they take revenge on them as well, or, like, bring about justice on them just for stopping them, honestly. Those usually end up badly from the person going on that said quest, but for the ones that for the characters that hold back, honestly, and only target the people that actually wronged them, then usually kind of still ends up good for them. Pretty much, it's literally just that. That's sort of actual real justice, I guess, in a sense, which is good and fine. But it's when you bring other people that are not involved into it, that don't really know, then and you act a punishment on them just because they're in your way, then yeah, it just becomes worse off. Yeah. Seeking vengeance is the wrong thing for me to do right now. Right now. But maybe afterwards, after Morgana's good and gone, then maybe, then afterwards, even if it's not Michelle's nature, like, what's technically, like, wrong in stopping the fact that even Yukimaza, like, saying, like, he'll probably execute his crimes, like, what's the wrong opinion then from Michelle even just be the person to execute him, honestly, just because of his own, emotions, honestly? Would there even be anything wrong for that with everything that we know about him? Would there be anything wrong with that, revenge-wise or anything like that? Morally, anyway? I don't think so. If I can eliminate Morgana's hatred, the 3 of your souls will be set free as well. So you're gonna save me too? Yes, I am. I guess there's a whole thing of, like, you give someone a second chance, which goes into the more angelic and, biblical tones, honestly, of redemption, too. There's that. There's that. I don't consider myself worthy of redemption. Especially after hearing all the things I will do. I'm a beast, through and through. A twisted, psychopathic monster. You were conflicted, though. You struggled against the creature dwelled inside you. It's true that you found perverted joy in violence and murder. But you also felt kindness, which caused a part of you to seek peace. Yeah, like, even when you were, like, completely, like, amnesia, you still had those moments, honestly. And I think literally, yeah, honestly, even by the ending, like, the reason that you went so completely hard into bloodshed, honestly, until, I'm assuming, being people, like, literally chasing you down and, like, actually, like, overwhelming you, I guess, to kill you, would just be because, they killed the one girl who had nothing to do all with it, the white-haired girl, honestly, in that story. So there's that to your side as well, point to you. If you actually were nothing but a beast, or rather, nothing but a man that derived pleasure in killing and nothing else, maybe then I could have truly reviled you. But it's not like even then, like, even if it was just then, honestly, like, if it was only just pure bloodlust and nothing else, like, yeah. Yeah, I mentioned before, just again, if, like, animals had to, like, kill and be that bloodthirsty just to, like, feed themselves and their young and their family. There's that, but, like, I don't even know if, like, such a thing even existed about just something that even just kills and nothing else for it. Well, there's, like, some stories that have that, like, what was it, zombies, like, technically doing that. They don't even need to eat, so they're technically the most evil of the evil. The other thing that gives people pause, honestly, just that they remind them of them, that could just be zombies of people they loved, and that gives them pause, honestly, and that's it, nothing else. Or there's, like, that possibility that they're still inside there somewhere, I guess, if you want to take it that way as well. Which, oh boy. Then you'll be irredeemable, no matter what had turned you into that. No matter how much pain and suffering had driven you to that point. But your instability, your constantly shifting desires, your mental fragility, all appear to me as very human traits. Tell me, how should I live my life from here on? What is it that you most want? The easiest road for me would be the one I walk now. leads to you being a killer. No fighting my desires, no resisting what's inside of me. Would that be my salvation? To abandon my humanity entirely? To succumb to my nature? I don't know what I should do. What I'm supposed to do. I'm completely lost with everything. I would like to believe that your desire to live in peace is sincere. And that's what I want for you too. It'll be the more trying path, yes, because you will have to fight against your very nature to stay on it. But you live in the human world. And you also have Pauline, who wants the same thing, extending her hand for you, inviting you to join her. So I encourage you to suppress your urges. Your life will not be easy for it, but I implore you to take the rocky road. For your own sake, and for hers. Even if it means my entire life is built on a foundation of lies. Well, this whole channel is all about how lying is still can be good, so yeah, you're completely in the right company. Before today, I believed it was wrong not to be true to oneself. I listened to you tell your story. I came to realize that maybe there are exceptions. Rule to life, there is always an exception, including the fact that there always is an exception. There could always be not an exception as well. There's always an exception, even to the rule about exceptions. Some things you can and possibly should keep locked inside you, that can't hurt anyone else. I came to this motivation and logic in years ago. Yeah. However, I also think you have a tendency to try and act too perfect around her, both in this life and the next. You corrupt so much yourself you become an entirely different person. You be your conflicted, imperfect self around her. The man you are right now, lost and trying to find his way. I have little doubt you accept the man. What you need most is restraint. Discipline. I see. So tell me, do you think my future can be changed? Possibly. Possibly. I don't know for certain, so all I can do is speculate. But as you share the same soul, I expect any changes you make now will be reflected in your future incarnation. Have my work cut out for me then. Like, I'm assuming, like, from the sound of it then, like, just in that line of honesty as well, like, Fata Morgana, like, just lets her curse, honestly, if, like, the mint itself, like, still has a hold on everyone else, even if, like, everyone personally let their emotions go, honestly, like, they're still cursing the mansion, like, maybe sort of, like, the curse, honestly, from the next lives aren't there, so they're technically just reincarnated over and over again with different, circumstances and lives, same soul and all that still, but yeah, it's a bit better, I guess, but, still, that whole cycle again, Pauline, she believed in me. She put her faith in a beast and went out in search of him. I cannot allow myself to be that kind of monster that would murder a woman like her. I have to change. I will change the future. You can do it. My life here comes to an end. I thought I'd make my next one better. Thank you for listening to me, and for giving me guidance. I can't say I'm particularly suited for the job, and my words are going to influence the direction of another's life. It's an unimaginable amount of pressure. I don't know. I say you pulled off well enough. You should become a therapist in your next life, Michelle, honestly. You should. If you ever decide to quit being an angel, you make a damn convincing missionary. I had no interest in being a missionary, and as I've told you, I'm not an angel. So you're not human, not an angel. I'm a very nice, friendly monster. Give or take. That's too bad. I joined the Church of Michelle. You're growing a cult following already. Don't look at me like that. I'm just kidding. Not entirely. Now can I get angry at you? I've been telling you I'm an ordinary man. Not special in any way, like you seem to think I am. I mean, the only thing that's special, honestly, is the physical differences, I guess. You're not ordinary. You're different, but not the same way I am. I wouldn't ask any normal man to show me how to lead my life. I see. Although, what passes for normal differs from person to person, I suppose. Just as I don't think you're normal, I'm sure there are people out there who do. Perhaps. Perhaps? Or maybe they're just able to see my desire to be normal. Well, that's everything I have to tell you. You're gonna want to talk to the Lord next, I assume. That's right. I'm gonna convince him to hand over his key. Then I'm gonna set Morgana free. I doubt you'll have much luck convincing him of anything, but I'll help in any way I can. Like, only just a few scant hours of convincing someone who feels, very high and mighty. Oh boyo, oh boyo, oh boyo. I appreciate it. I'll get him to come to supper tonight. You be there too. Okay, I'll be there. If I could ask you one favor, though, could you try to arrange that for as late as possible? That should be doable, but why? To make him tired and more susceptible to convincing. There's someone else I need to speak with first. Alright. More errands. I'll do what I can. Oh yeah, we need to talk to him, Maria, honestly, I've forgotten. Thank you. See you this evening, then. Kind of already is, but I guess this is sundown already. Did I lead him to the correct path? Will he actually find redemption at the end of it? No, I made the right decision. No, I made the right decision. Even if he doesn't in this next life, there's not a chance that he won't his next. One left, and that's it. I'm almost there, Giselle. I've almost made it to Morgana. I've come this far. Now, all that's left to do is speak with the Lord. Stay focused, Michelle. The pieces I have still don't fit together yet. As Morgana told it, the Lord was a cruel man from the moment she first saw him. And he wasn't much different than the Swordsman's telling events either. Are these portrayals the full picture of what kind of man he is? Will adding his perspective do anything but amplify Morgana's hatred? And if he really is the man he's been made out to be, then how do you explain his internal struggles in the third door? Did his core personality change with the times? Everyone else I met has been fundamentally the same, though. Are you the exception, Jacopo? Morgana found joy in her life during her 3 years at the brothel. She wept about not being given the opportunity to thank them. So maybe Maria is more likely to be able to assuage Morgana's animosity. I'd like to hear what she has to say. Ugh. Oh my god, you're falling apart again as it seems. There's no sunlight in this room, though. Are you telling me now that you actually are a vampire and the moon and the sunlight reflecting off the moon is also now hurting you? God. I can barely move my right arm. Oh yeah. Okay, you're still resting actually. Oh yeah. Can't feel my fingers at all. Burns. I've managed this long, but damn it doesn't hurt. Time to go into comatose in my injury dreamland now.